is underway.
And away we go at the UTEC Bowl.
For Quinlan again. Touchdown, Mac.
There it is. Touchdown. Maxim Boutin.
Looking deep again. Touchdown, Mac. And McMaster is really pouring it on.
Rouge shredding the Acadia Axemen.
The stage is set for the Vanier Cup. Laval and McMaster next week in Toronto.
Only 4 teams have won back-to-back Vanier Cup titles. McMaster can make it number 5. No school has ever won 7 national championships. Laval is trying to become the first tonight. That's what's at stake. The Laval Rouge and the McMaster Marauders, after an epic showdown a year ago, doing it again tonight in Toronto, as we send it to the PA announcer for the introduction of Laval.
Football fans, it's now time to welcome the teams competing in the 2012 Vanier Cup. First, champions of the Réseau du Sport étudiant du Québec, winners of the UTEC Bowl. Accueillons les équipes participant à la Coupe Vanier 2012. D'abord, les champions du Réseau du Sport étudiant du Québec, les gagnants de la Coupe UTEC, led by head coach Glenn Constantin, the Laval Rouge et Or. Le Rouge et Or de l'Université Laval et leur entraîneur-chef Glenn Constantin.
Laval has been to this moment before, Brian Dobie, but having that loss last year on their minds, how does that affect them psychologically coming into this championship?
Well, I think it affects them very well. I watched them come out there and they turned to the crowd. They literally turned to the crowd, which many were booing them, and they were making a statement in that saying, "We're winning tonight."
And well, McMaster will be in effect the home team here, just an hour away. It was somewhat partisan in Vancouver. You can well imagine what it's going to be like with a big crowd on hand here, one of the biggest ever for a Vanier Cup. The introduction of McMaster.
Next, the champions of Ontario University Athletics, winners of the Mitchell Bowl and defending Vanier Cup champions. Les champions de la Ontario University Athletics, gagnants de la Coupe Mitchell, les champions en titre de la Coupe Vanier, led by head coach Stéphane Potashek, the McMaster Marauders. Les Marauders de l'Université McMaster et leur entraîneur-chef Stéphane Potashek.
Steve, what do you look for in this game?
Well, I'll tell you, I got goosebumps right now. The excitement in this place is electric. I think it's going to be a good start coming out of the gate.
Mike? Yeah, the coaching staff is prepared. You know they've got the players prepared. There's no doubt about it. This is like a home game. Last year they took the long way to get to Vancouver. This time it's all in their backyard. So we're going to see how they respond.
I have been to a lot of Vanier Cups. I don't recall one where I felt a buzz in the crowd at just the electricity, the tension between these two sides. There's a score to settle here. You certainly sense it with Laval, not used to ever losing on this stage. What a remarkable showdown we're expecting here tonight. As said before, can even come close to what happened a year ago. It could be very thrilling now. It's an interesting quarterback comparison now, as the quarterback matchup brought to you by T. Litson Sports, the nation's largest football supplier and official Nike team dealer. You have Kyle Quinlan with that experience. You have Tristan Greneau, who was a backup last year to Benoit Prudhomme. So this is first year as a starter, and you see how they do stack up. It'll be interesting indeed to say how Greneau and Laval can deal with that McMaster defense starting out as well. Last year, Laval was favored, and McMaster jumped out to a 23-0 lead in the first half. Vanier Cup 48 is coming up.
The 2012 Vanier Cup is brought to you by MRX, proud supporters of Canadian University football. By J.B. Goodhue Boot Company, bench crafting authentic workwear for the real professional since 1893. And by Centaur, Canada's leader in sport contracting and a proud supporter of Canadian inter-university sport.
To win, game day performance is key. Centaur brings performance to the field with Polytan engineered artificial turf systems. Train, play, win. Centaur Products. Sport contracting.
Whoa. What do you got there?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Berry pomegranate what?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Do I just squirt a little?
Or you can squirt a lot.
Mmm. Really changes your water.
It changes everything.
You can say that again. Mio. Squirt some.
As cool as a tree, as scary as the sea, as warm as the sun, as silly as fun, as hot as fire, cold as ice, sweet as sugar and everything nice. I wanna be. I wanna be. It's everything at once.
It's all those trials that bred scars. It's all those experiences you had to try once. It's all those people you thought you should be. It's the path we all walk to get to who we really are. And the journey is good. Guinness is good.
And I'm going to the country. Sunshine, smile on me.
We buy 84% of our products right here in Canada. Our biggest supplier is our country.
The 2012 Vanier Cup is brought to you by Rona, proud partner of the CFL and its 8 teams.
Someone in red and white is going to try to convince your brain it's about Laval and McMaster. Your heart knows it is not. 40,000 fans, shiny trophies. Does that change anything? In your heart, it does not. Body's going to get tired, and your brain's going to talk to you and say, this play is away from me, and I can take it off, and I'll rest for the next one. And your heart will scream, I cannot! Because the Brotherhood of Mac men know that everybody beside me is giving everything they got on every single play until 0-0-0. That's why this group is so special. That's why everybody looking down on you right now loves you to death. God bless you. We love you. Let's go get them!
He is the master of McMaster. Steph Patazic, the CIS Coach of the Year. Welcome, everyone, to the 48th Vanier Cup. Laval Rouge or seeking redemption. Kyle Quinlan, Heck Crichton Trophy Award winner. Last year, it was his showcase. Can he repeat what he did a year ago?
Well, he absolutely can. Kyle Quinlan is the best player in the nation, and there is no close second. Dominant. This is a guy who's going to have the ball in his hand every play for McMaster offensively. He has the ability to control this thing. The guy out to control Kyle Quinlan. Middle linebacker for the Laval Rouge, Frederic Plessius, the President's Trophy winner as the nation's top defensive player. A second-round pick of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Back in the spring, attended the Philadelphia Eagles minicamp. He is a dominant force for Glenn Constantin. 12th season here with Laval. 5 Vanier Cup wins, but you know the thing that's been running through his mind for the last year, 1 Vanier Cup loss. Steph Patazic You nailed it, Rod. The CIS Coach of the Year. He's got this team on a roll. 21 straight wins, a Canadian University football record. McMaster came into this game last year as underdogs in the minds of many. They are underdogs no more.
A year ago in BC Place, the jawing, the trash talking began early. Guess what? Deja vu.
Well, I'll tell you the thing that's changed this time, though, partner. Last year, Laval was the bullies. They were the guys that initiated it. This time out, the McMaster Marauders stood at midfield and called out the Laval Rouge.
The Rouge will kick this off. Boris Bidet. Heavy foot. McMaster, maroon and gray. A year ago, it was an instant classic. It's been called the best game ever. Laval and McMaster. Vanier Cup, the sequel. Look at this kick. Bringing it out. John Leoga up near the 25-yard line. And here comes Kyle Quinlan and his offense. A year ago, Vanier Cup champions, and Kyle Quinlan was the player of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle Quinlan, a monster. Nearly 500 yards passing, over 100 yards rushing in that game. He can do it all. His favorite target, particularly through these playoffs, has become none other than Robert Babbitt, the fifth-year slot back. And all eyes for the CFL scouts on left tackle Matt Sewell, one of the top prospects for the 2013 Canadian Football League draft.
Huge crowd here at Rogers Center. Quinlan throws deep, looking for DeCroce, and he can't run underneath it. And quickly, Kyle Quinlan goes bombs away. Dominic Noel covering Mike DeCroce. A year ago, he was the OUA Player of the Year. This is a guy who did not play in the regular season.
Yeah, DeCroce injured a hamstring in training camp on one of the first days, sat out most of the regular season, returned in time for the playoffs. He's been his old self. They're looking to get their deep threat involved early, another draft-eligible player for these McMaster Marauders.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Here comes the rush. There goes a penalty flag. And caught on the far side by Brad Facisato. Facisato close to a first down, but let's see what this penalty marker is about. Our referee tonight is Kelly Edgeworth.
Laval looked like they were offside on the play. They're trying to bring blitz in second and long situations, trying to time it to his snap count. And that time it appeared that Frederick Plessius in the middle of that Laval defense was a little early on the jump.
Offside, defense, the penalty is accepted, second down.
So the penalty accepted, it'll be second down and 5. Facisato had gotten 9, and so was a yard away. It would have been third and about a yard and a half. So now with that penalty, it is second down and 5 yards to go.
Complete difference here in terms of situation. You can't call it a sure passing down anymore for McMaster.
Quinlan again, slings it out. Open man, it is caught. The far side by Ben O'Connor. There's a penalty flag back at the 28-yard line, though. A 28-yard hookup. Quinlan to Ben O'Connor. O'Connor had one of the catches of the season last year when it came in the Vanier Cup game. Huge catch.
Offside. Offense, number 82. Second down and 2.
That was Brad Facisato who was offside, so it will be second down, moving back 5, second and 10.
Brad Facisato, the middleman in that trips out to the right side of the field. The man flagged on the play.
28 yards negated.
On Laval again on that second and 5, Rod. Brought the blitz from their linebacking core.
Here's the blitz again. Quinlan's hit hard. And it is picked off. Thomas Girard has it. Pass intended for Robert Babbitt. Girard with the pickpocket takes it away.
And Girard gets credit for the interception, but if there's an assist on this one, it's going to go to Fred Plessius. He had the blitz up the middle on this play and absolutely buried Kyle Quinlan. Hit him right in the numbers.
Quinlan gets up quickly, but Freddie Plessius had Quinlan in the crosshairs, and now Tristan Grenal goes to work for the Rouge after the pick. First turnover, Grenal goes vertical, but this one is way overshot. He was looking for his favorite target, speedy Matthew Norzil. So both teams going vertical, trying to stretch it right away, going for a home run ball.
Well, McMaster did a great job getting the jam on Norzil on that one. One of the stars for Laval through these playoffs at running back, Maxime Boutin. They call him their number 3 running back, but he has been phenomenal. They get the speedy Guillaume Roux back in this receiving corps. He's a focal point in the offensive line, led by All-Canadian third-year man Pierre Laverty.
To the air again goes Grenal. Grenal, lots of time here. Look at this. Now he heaves it downfield. And again, an overthrow. That time looking for S.J. Haidara, Seynou Jr. Haidara. And Tristan Grenal had loads and loads of time.
McMaster seems like they're content to just play disciplined in terms of their rush game. They're not worried about getting upfield. They want to make sure that they're staying in their lanes, containing them. The idea from their point of view, Laval, a strong run team. They're going to force Tristan Grenal to try to beat them with his arm.
Again, the big foot of Boris Bidet. Trying to angle one and floats it out near the 10-yard line. And it is Babbitt who is swarmed. And here comes the offense again to Kyle Quinlan, who battered in that first possession.
Whoa. What do you got there?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Berry pomegranate what?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Do I just squirt a little?
Or you can squirt a lot.
Mmm. Really changes your water.
It changes everything.
You can say that again. Mio.
Squirt some.
Okay, look. When gas prices jump, you still gotta work. So suddenly you're cutting back on everything from family vacations to cell phone minutes. Well, here's a thought. How about cutting back on gas? Here's how. The Ford F-150. It gets 32 miles per gallon highway. That's the best. So you can get the job done and get a break at the pump. Yeah, can you hear me now? This is the future. This is the...
The first quarter is brought to you by Adidas. Adidas is all in. And by Mio. Squirt some.
7 plays so far, including the penalty plays, but every play has been a passing play so far. Are you surprised, Wayne Ford?
I'm not surprised at all that these two teams have come out to start this game with an aggressive approach. It was a big part of McMaster's success last year against Laval, and I think Laval is just looking to respond to that challenge and deliver the same message right back to the Marauders.
First and 10 from the 15. This time on the ground, and look at this, Keyshawn Davis, Reynolds up near the 35-yard line. 21-yard romp for Keyshawn Davis Reynolds.
On the Marauders running back in the lineup because of a number of injuries. Fans of last year's game will remember Chris Pizzetta playing in this football game, dominating from the running back position for Mac. He was injured on the first day of training camp, out for the season with a torn ACL. Other injuries along the way have opened the door.
Quinlan has to scamper now, and he picks up around 4 or 5 yards. Looked like he might have been dropped for a sack. Arnaud Gascon-Nadon and Freddie Plessius converging and forcing Quinlan to take off with it.
And those are two names you can expect to hear a lot. Gascon-Nadon, two-time winner of the JP Metros Trophy as the top lineman in Canada, only player ever to win that twice. Plessius, as mentioned, the top defensive player in the nation this year, and of course a first-team All-Canadian. Keep an eye on the corner, Dominic Noel, a veteran, 5th-year player. He's their lockdown guy on the short side.
Quinlan knocked down. Gascon-Nadon, the Hamilton Tiger Cat draft pick. Expect to see him in tabby stripes someday soon.
Yeah, absolutely. A guy who has been, throughout his time at Laval, one of the most dominant pass rushers in Canadian university football. Not a lot of push-up field there against Matt Sewell, but great awareness to get the hands up and bat it down.
Tyler Krapinja. And Guillaume Rioux had a return last year for a touchdown in this game. Guillaume Rioux back in the lineup, missed last week in the UTEC Bowl because of a concussion. There is one of the stars of the CIS.
Well, Ben Degular, the Predator, from his defensive end spot, set a new CIS record with 12.5 sacks this season, emerging himself as one of the finest pass rushers in the game. Another highly regarded prospect for the 2013 draft.
Degular calls himself Bam Bam, one of the fastest players on the field. And here goes Maxime Boutin. Boutin on the left side, angles out of bounds. And a week ago, Maxime Boutin was pressed into action because of the injury to Pascal Louchard, who is one of their best backs, who was unable to play.
Well, and it just shows you the depth that they have within this Laval program. Boutin outstanding last week, 200 yards on the ground. And you know that the McMaster Marauders have watched the film, showing you can't let this guy get the corner. They managed to string him out on that one and limit the damage.
Boutin is out. Guillaume Bourassa in the backfield. Tristan Grenon, an understudy, an apprentice behind Bruno Prudhomme. And before that, Benoit Bourg. Two great quarterbacks for the Laval Rouge. Bourassa pounds the ground, very close to a first down. Our starting lineups, by the way, are brought to you by JB Goodhue Boot Company, built for work.
We mentioned Ben Degular. He's the man who broke Gascon-Nadon's hold on that JP Metros Trophy, named the top lineman in Canada this year. Middle linebacker, top defensive player in Ontario, an All-Canadian, Aram Isho, and in a veteran secondary group of ball hawks, and they're led by their short side corner, Joey Capito.
First down, and pounding it up the middle again is Bourassa. Not a lot of turnover, Dwayne, on both sides. However, for the Laval Rouge, they're missing the human cannonball, Sébastien Lévesque, of course, Bruno Prudhomme, and also Julien Fioli-Godino. They had some all-stars, all-Canadians a year ago. They've been able to plug and play, though.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a team that wins the recruiting war within its conference year after year. We talked about it last week. That allows them to never have to rebuild, but simply reload. Just put in the next guy in line.
Second down and 6. Grenon, lots of time here. Winging it out. Got some pressure near the end. Looking for Faubert-Lucier, but could not find him. So we've seen a lot of incompletion so far and some pressure defensively from the fronts.
Well, and they're going to send the linebackers, 2 outside linebackers, number 7, Nick Shortle, number 13, Shane Beaton, coming with the heat. Shortle, the man who trips up Grenon on the play.
No score so far after last year's shootout in overtime. 6 minutes into this Vanier Cup. And a big hit out of bounds that time. The Laval Rouge with a lick. Joshua Vanderweerd with the return. The 48th Vanier Cup underway in Toronto.
Singing in my bones. Doesn't much matter now where I'm going. Get it when I get there is what I'll do. If I get enough, I'll give some to you. And I'm going to the country. Oh, happy as can be.
We buy 84% of our products right here in Canada. Our biggest supplier is our country.
I'm Ewan Affleck. I'm a doctor in the Northwest Territories. Last year we moved 27% of the population for healthcare purposes. The question is, can we move information to the patient to provide better care as opposed to moving the patient to the healthcare? A lot of my work involves building electronic charts to make care better for patients. When you're innovating, it is a bit of a marathon. Innovation, that's what keeps you going every day.
Canada's doctor.
A lot of maroon, a lot of red, white, and gold here at Rogers Centre tonight for the Vanier. Let's go to the sideline now and join Lee Jones.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rod. It is a record-breaking crowd here at Rogers Centre. They've sold over 35,000 tickets. That shatters the record, the previous record in 1989 when the Vanier Cup was here, when Western knocked off against the Huskies. Now, McMaster did a great job getting the message out on Monday. This was the lineup to buy tickets. Students going all the way down the hall. They said on their website they wanted to turn this into a home game, and I think they've succeeded. You basically have to consider the crowd 96% pro McMaster. Guys?
Kyle Quinlan, bootleg, taking off, and Quinlan, who scored 3 touchdowns a week ago against Calgary. This is a guy who can take off with a football, 17-yard scamper.
Well, this is something Laval absolutely has to be aware of. They had trouble with Kyle Graves of Acadia last week breaking contain as well.
And breaking the record for attendance, 35,000 plus tonight at Rogers Centre. And I know a lot of people have been talking up the fact that this potentially could be another classic. Cautious start so far. Both quarterbacks 0-4 in the air.
Yeah, teams feeling each other out. They are heavyweights. Absolutely. We've seen a couple of bombs early, not the high percentage passes that you typically see.
Even though the game a year ago ended 41-38, it was also very slow starting.
Defense, player number 26 as a blood timeout.
Very low scoring. It was only 6-0 McMaster after one quarter a year ago in BC. 23-0 McMaster at the half.
Well, it was a game of momentum throughout last year, and there were a couple of swings. Obviously, Mac controlling that in the first half. Laval through much of the second half, forcing the Marauders to finish strong, sending that game into overtime. But little doubt, particularly when you look at the scores from last week's national semifinal games, these are without question the 2 best teams in the country.
2 best teams. Hard to believe. Only once before have we had a rematch in the Vanier Cup. 1 and 2 back in the 70s, Western and Acadia. This time, McMaster Laval, the rematch. And there is the first completion. Mike DeCroce on the far sideline.
Well, we talked about that matchup early. This is 2 veteran guys, the speedy DeCroce working against the veteran Dom Noel on the corner. Noel with a few words after the big lick.
Tremendous athlete, DeCroce. Basketball, played virtually every sport. Second down, Quinlan hangs in, lobs it up down the sideline, and was again looking for his speedster who could not run under it, and the ball was overthrown and out of bounds. Again, Dominic Noel supplying the blanket coverage and once again forcing McMaster to boot it.
And now we've seen a couple of bombs in the early going to DeCroce down the sideline. You look back to the previous play where they threw that hook in front of Noel. I think they've got to throw the hook a couple more times. Try and get the defender to creep up a little bit before they try to go over the top.
Watch your hand, guys. Watch your hand, guys. Watch your
kick, Tyler Perpignan. And once again, Guillaume Rioux, 39-yard kick. Minimal return. And here comes the Laval offense. Let's take and talk about a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Wilson. Wilson is the official football of the 2012 Vanier Cup. More win with Wilson.
Well, those keys involve each team's defense. Obviously for Laval, they've got to contain Kyle Quinlan. It seems he's been most dangerous against them when he gets out of that pocket. We saw it with the run on that last series. They've got to manage him, obviously, for McMaster. Laval is a run-first team offensively. Maxime Boutin dominated on the ground last week. They've got to be strong on first down.
Out of the backfield, Felix Faubert-Lucier. And a first down on a 12-yard gain. Well, the head coach for McMaster, Steph Patazik, knows who his key is defensively. Number 4.
Aram and the guys are going to have their hands full, and Aram is the key to stopping our run games, and we got to keep O-linemen at the line of scrimmage and let Aram flow and clean stuff up, and if we can do that and do it without having to blitz every single play, we've got a chance.
Well, here's the run. Maxime Boutin. Brought down by Kareem Ferreira, and there is Aram Isho.
And that time, Isho flows to the play, and his job on this one, he's got to take out the lead blocker on the play. This time, he's given himself up. As he sweeps, he follows this play over. You're going to see the puller coming for him. He takes on that block right in the hole. That allows just enough time for Kareem Ferreira to come off and make the play.
And just as his coach said, Aram Isho is there. Plug, holes, flag flies. Boutin has it. Ball is loose. Once again, it was Nicholas Shorthill coming up on Maxime Boutin. Let's see what the penalty is about.
Offside. Defense. Number 94. Penalty accepted.
Kareem Ferreira this time is offside. It will be second down. A yard and a half, almost 2 yards for the Rouge et Or. Tristan Brown. Fourth-year business administration student out of Quebec City. Handoff up the middle, and again it's Maxime Boutin. First down and more. Daly, the free safety with the tackle. This is what we saw from Maxime Boutin a week ago against the Acadia Axemen.
Well, Maxime Boutin, that big offensive line. You see them flatten everything down right at the line of scrimmage. Dominating their blocks. The Marauders try to cut right at the line and take themselves out of the play. You just see the acceleration of Boutin. A lot of his yards last week came outside, going around the edges. This time, straight up the gut.
Saw the numbers for his last 2 games, and this is what Maxime Boutin has been able to do.
Yeah, 332 yards on the ground in those 2 games, replacing the injured Pascal Lechard. Lechard, an all-conference performer at running back for the Rouge et Or. Gives you a very strong impression of just how deep their backfield is. This is a team that, as you mentioned, lost their longtime starter, Sébastien Lévesque, after last season.
Yannick Morin-Plante. He's been a big game player for the Rouge et Or 2 years ago when they beat Calgary in the Vanier Cup. He had a huge catch in the snowball. Morin-Plante, another big one last week, too. He goes to the sideline. The Rouge et Or continue to drive. Into McMaster territory. Bernal with good protection, and he lays it in there for Seydou Junior Haidara. 15-yard connection.
There you go, Al, the 4th-year man. He's become one of the leaders of this Laval receiving corps. Offers a big target. He's going to get zone coverage here. Watch how he comes back into that hole in between those defenders.
Concern right now for Steph Patazik and McMaster. They've had very little pressure so far when Bernal gets in the pocket. He's had a lot of time. First down again. And the round reversed this time. Adam Thibault made one of those great catches again in the Vanier Cup to remember a year ago. In overtime, Adam Thibault slot back for the Rouge or.
Oh, so many memories from that ball game. For Adam Thibault, means the world to play for the Rouge or, a young man who grew up in Quebec City, watching this program from its infancy.
Pick up the 5, second and 5. Bernal looks to the air again. Here comes the rush. He lets it go. And unable to hang on. Nicolas Gobille through his gloves. And so now the Rouge or will bring out their kick team.
And it's a hot throw here with the pressure coming from Grenard. Good read by the quarterback. Good recognition from the receiver, Gobille. Getting his head around, but he's got to get the hands up, not let it get into his body and eat him up.
Here is Boom Boom Bidet, Boris Bidet, born in France. Guy who replaced Chris Milo when he came to Laval, and he's replaced him more than adequately. Kicks it about 83%. This is from the 39. The kick is up, and it's way off, way wide. McMaster will trot it out. Still scoreless here at the 48th Vanier.
Natura Wonder Cloth. Made from 100% natural wood fibers, antibacterial Natura cloths rinse clean easily to stay fresh. The long-lasting 8-layer weave is perfect combined with Natura Cleaner with tea tree oil. Clean up naturally with Natura. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
I think the sense in our locker room is that we just have to go and prove ourselves yet again this season.
Winning last year was something great, but knowing that we could come out here and do it again gives us more motivation to show teams that it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like a one-year, deal.
You got to push. That's what you need, because the next guy could be working harder.
We can be the best. There's no reason why we should be afraid of any opponent we face.
I'd go to war any day for these guys, and I know they'd be right beside me.
I met Dave back when Dad brought me into Source for Sports for my first pair of skates. When it was time to get skates for my kids, I brought them to Dave. Turns out they love theirs just as much. Now Jeremy's playing Junior A, and Lindsay just made her university team. Would Dave take any credit for my kids' success? Not a chance. But I'm saying thanks anyway. The right advice.
Here's our team profile. McMaster University in Hamilton, brought to you by NBNA. Be good with money. Visit nbna.ca. Established 1887, maroon and gray, the Marauders, of course. Look at the alumni. Mike Moriali, you are in good company with an Olympic gold medalist, Adam Van Couverden, and one of the greatest men you would have ever known. Recently passed away, Lieutenant Governor Lincoln Alexander. And up until last year, the Marauders, as great of a football program as they've ever had never won the Vanier Cup until a year ago. They are jazzed up on the MAC campus. Sean Davis Reynolds again. 3-yard gain. Kyle Quinlan, such an emotional game last year, such an emotional season. And there are his sisters and his girlfriend as well.
We hope there's only one of those t-shirts floating around out there, Kyle.
There they are. There's number 12. And another great Canadian quarterback from years gone by, Russ Jackson. That was his number. Also went to me. Robert Babick collects it on the far sideline for a first down. And now McMaster starting to get some rhythm here. Under 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter, and still no points on the board.
And Mac making the necessary adjustments to deal with the Laval pressure when they get into passing situations. Here you're going to see the slot. Declan Cross is going to come in. He's got to block the backside on this slide protection. Quinlan's got a little half roll to his right, knowing that that back is protected.
Both offenses also starting to establish a running attack now. They came out firing, gunslinging, now trying to settle in. on first down, pick up a couple of yards, then go to the air.
And they had some looks early on, just trying to see what Laval was going to do defensively. We obviously saw the same thing from Laval's offense with some of those shots downfield, seeing what they were going to get as far as adjustments, alignments to certain formations and motions. You see former MAC quarterback, now their offensive coordinator, John Behe.
It's second down and 7. Quinlan hangs in, out pattern, and diving for it, but unable to make the catch. Tyler Loveday. So again, Tyler Krapina and the punt cover team will come out.
Laval sending at least 5 every time they get into a passing situation, trying to get a little bit of heat on Kyle Quinlan. Again, they've got to be very disciplined in terms of those pass rush lanes to make sure Quinlan's not in a position where he can break contain on a scramble.
Max Van dropped at his 38-yard line. Well, we showed you McMaster down the road in Hamilton. Let's talk about Laval now in Quebec City. You and I have had a chance to be out there a couple of times, Dwayne. It is a special place to watch football, to watch any CIS sport. You can see some of their notable alumni aren't football players.
No, they've got the prime ministers all locked up.
Our team profiles brought to you by MBNA. Be good with money. Visit mbna.ca. Grey Cup weekend in Toronto. Starts it off, kicks it off with the Vanier Cup. Great crowd. So far, chess match. Over the top. And plowing away for a first down. Nice catch made there by S.J. Hadara again. You can see also those Rouge Or fans, they may be outnumbered here, but they've made the trek, the bus ride from Quebec City.
Yeah, they travel well to support their team. This offensive line blocking very well for their quarterback. Tristan Grenon Mac rushing only 4 against that big offensive line. When I say big, it's an understatement. These guys average 6'5", 305 pounds.
Coming soon to a CFL team near you. With 10 again, left side. Avoids one tackle, and so far in this game, the Rouge Or outplaying Mac. Now again, we have no points, but Laval has 5 first downs to McMaster's 3 first downs. And again, a little bit of a feeling out process early on. As you might expect, 2 heavyweights go at it.
Yeah, not a big surprise. And these are 2 teams that it's not a case of the unknown as it used to be when you would get to these national games, the Final Four, where teams had no common opponents and didn't know anything about each other. These guys obviously had last year's national championship game, also a preseason game this year.
Quick hitter, far side, Norzil. Matthew Norzil lunges forward, and that lunge likely will move the sticks. And this guy also has pro capability.
Yeah, absolutely. Second-year man, Matt Norzil. And we talked about some of the key guys that Laval has lost offensively since last season. Their star receiver, one of their all-time greats, Julian Feo-Udino, now a member of the Toronto Argonauts, able to replace him as they roll a guy like Matt Norzil, one of the top recruits in the nation a year ago, into their lineup. He became their leading receiver this season.
Norzil went on a fly pattern last week, really broke the game open with Acadia. It was never in doubt after that. This looks like it might just be a little bit shy of that first down. In fact, both of these teams coming off of huge semifinal wins. UTEC Bowl and Mitchell Bowl a week ago. Laval 42-7 over Acadia. Calgary 45-6, the losers to MAC. So it will be 3rd and inches. And tells you a lot about the year in the CIS when all 4 of the final 4 teams were the same teams as they were a year ago. First time in Canadian inter-university football that ever happened.
Yeah, and a big part of that has to do with the fact that these teams didn't lose a lot, any of the 4 from last season.
3rd and inches. Renault stays behind center here. Goes forward, and I'm not sure. We'll see what the officials give him as a spot. It was only inches. Rami Show and the rest of the Marauders are saying they stuffed Tristan Grenon.
Rami Show, the all-Canadian middle linebacker. He's trying to time it up and go over the top of those lunging offensive linemen. He gets a piece of Grenon. Shane Beaton in there as well, the fifth-year man.
Here comes the moment of truth. You see Grenon, his helmet was a lot further than the football. And if they go by the helmet, he makes it. But they don't go by the helmet. You go by the football. Did they make it?
It's going to be close.
Did they make it? Oh, my goodness. First down by a millimeter.
It doesn't get any closer. I'm sure there will be a reminder from offensive coordinator Justin Etier to Tristan Grenon the next time on that quarterback sneak. He's got to get low, get behind the big boys.
So saved by the measurement. Grenon, shotgun, Maxime Boutin behind him. First down and 10, double tight ends here from the 46. Grenon, play action, now goes deep and unable to run under it, and in fact it went off the crossbar. Looking again for Matthew Norzil.
Matt Norzil, the deep threat in this Laval receiving core. Well covered on that play by Steve Ventresca. Third-year corner for Laval. A little bit of frustration early that I'm frankly shocked wasn't flagged.
Ventresca led the Marauders this season, and you could see the pushing afterwards with 4 interceptions. Ventresca lines up at the corner again. Second down and 10. Grenon will air it out. Slant pattern. And again, the Marauders defense comes to the fore, and behind the play, a couple of players into it. And already the temperature starting to heat up here. 33 seconds to go in the opening quarter. A rarity in the Vanier Cup. No points on the board. Again, a year ago, McMaster led 6-0 after the first period.
Well, there was a little bit of roughhousing in the offensive backfield on that play, and no surprise given the way these two teams came out at the start of this ball game, chirping at each other at midfield.
Bidet. The launch from the midfield stripe and tries to angle it. Babick will watch it bounce near the 7-yard line. Great kick from Boris Bidet. Last time we had a scoreless first quarter, Mr. Ford, 6 years ago, and it was Laval against Saskatchewan. Very defensive-minded Vanier Cup, as a matter of fact, that one.
Well, that was a very different ball game. That one was played outdoors in Saskatoon. An absolutely frigid day. Obviously here inside, perfect conditions for a little bit of offensive football.
Here comes the Heck Crichton Trophy Award winner again, Kyle Quinlan. Last year he went to the Hamilton Tiger Cats training camp, got a lot of experience. This year, the Montreal Alouettes training camp. There's a hit screen, far side. Robert Babick head down on the final play of the opening quarter, and for the first time since 2006, we have zeros on the board as zeros hit the board. 1 quarter down, the 48th Vanier Cup. Laval and McMaster from the Rogers Centre in Toronto on TSN.
USC, all attention is on this one football game.
Touchdown, Notre Dame. The Irish were all over that.
The stakes could not be any higher.
Energizer Max batteries are designed to hold power for up to 10 years. With the help of Power Seal technology, you'll always have power when you need it most. That's positive energy.
At Kia Winterfest, everybody wins. Kia Winterfest is back and bigger than ever. And that means everybody wins $1,000 to $25,000. Plus, get 0% financing on select Kia models. Woo!
You gonna just eat all that cereal? Come on, hurry up. Eat y'all food so y'all go to school. Let me have some. That's good. Ronnie, what you doing over there?
Nothing.
Let me get that.
Check out the new Samsung Galaxy Note 2 at whatyourmissing.ca.
Think Wonga.com will be a hit?
Absolutely. Canadians can now get a short-term loan on their terms.
Fast little loans your way.
Precisely, Betty. With Wonga.com, you decide how much you borrow and for how long. We tell you the total cost up front, and the money can be in your account in as little as an hour.
Speaking of hits, what's Earl listening to? Earl?
This beat makes me want a crumpet.
Wonga.com, Britain's innovative short-term lender, is here.
Energizer Max batteries are designed to hold power for up to 10 years. With the help of Power Seal technology, you'll always have power.
One quarter complete so far. Our numbers brought to you by JB Goodhue Butte Company. Passion, performance, and innovation. Big surprise, not much offense. No surprise, nothing between these teams. They're dead even.
Yeah, absolutely. And these are two teams, again, a little bit of familiarity with each other. They've had their eyes on each other all season long. Meeting in a preseason game, certainly having some idea based on what the conference matchups would be in the national semifinals, that they just might see each other again in this game. So they've been keeping tabs, and they're well prepared to face each other.
Second quarter begins. McMaster inside their 20. Quinlan with time. Back up. And underround. Robert Babb. Up near the 34-yard line. Pickup of a dozen.
Well, Mike DeCrochet gets a lot of the attention offensively. Robert Babb has really become the go-to guy in this receiving corps. He's going to come in motion across that, underneath on that crossing route, into the flat. They get him wide open. Sure-handed receiver from Burlington Assumption High School.
Penalty markers down. Nowhere to run this time. Sean Davis Reynolds was stuffed, but let's see what this penalty is about. It is against Mack.
Offside. Offense. The penalty is declined. Second down.
So it will be second down. Almost a full 10 yards to go here. You talked about Babick and others. Regardless of what happens tonight, there are a number of players, including Babick, on the field. This is it. This is their last game in university football. Fifth-year players.
Well, two very veteran teams, experienced groups.
Quinlan, second down. There's Ben O'Connor to make the catch, and he's got a first down up near the 45-yard line. What a catch Ben O'Connor made a year ago in BC place.
Yeah, clutch third down grab. And kept McMaster alive late in that ball game. Gave them an opportunity to win it on a late field goal attempt. Established himself as a full-time starter here in his second year out of Kingston's Frontenac Secondary School.
Laval continue to move the ball. Quick hitter to Crochet. Big jolt. Up near the midfield stripe. Here is that catch from last year.
Benjamin O'Connor lined up out wide on the play. This is a third down play deep in their own end. This game was pretty much over if he doesn't catch that ball. You see the contact from the defender. But O'Connor, as a freshman, fully outstretched, going to get that ball at its highest point. Great body control, good hand strength. One of the key plays in a game full of big plays.
Big plays and highlights. Just warming up into this one. Quillen's got running room if he wants it, but decides to throw it. And overthrew Dallin Brooks. A bit of an out pattern. Kyle Quinlan, if he wanted there, might have been able to pick up the first down.
Took that shot at the big play, but a guy who in most instances will have absolutely no hesitation to pull that football down and run. Over 100 yards rushing last year in the Vanier Cup, and the Marauders leading rusher this season with 550 yards, average 10 yards a pop on the ground.
Longest drive so far for McMaster in this game. 7th play here coming. And great set job by Quinlan, but they did not get the Rouge or to bite. Arnaud Gascon-Nedon read that perfectly on the end around.
Gascon-Nedon, one of the best in the game. Number 45 from his linebacker spot, gets his man outflanked. That's a receiver he's running down from behind, folks.
Perennial CIS All-Star, 2-time most outstanding lineman in Canadian University football. And another punt here. Krapinja. The Obrieux up near the 32-yard line. A penalty marker down. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Still awaiting our first points of the Vanier Cup.
At LASIK MD, our team of surgeons use the safest, most advanced technology to ensure the best possible results. With prices starting at just $4.90 per eye, freedom from glasses and contacts has never been more affordable. Join the millions of satisfied LASIK patients and discover why LASIK MD is the #1 choice for laser vision correction in Canada. Call or visit LASIKMD.com today for your free consultation.
Russian standard. Vodka as it should be.
People often ask me, do you know where curds come from?
No, where does curd come from?
Comes from here. Old Spice Danger Zone.
Emotions high already.
Maybe it was the pregame speech.
This is the best football team to ever put an M on their chest. Ever.
Maybe their desire.
It's a touchdown. Strikes first in overtime.
Maybe a bit of luck.
Jump ball. It's
best game ever.
Or maybe it was the ball.
For the Vanier Cup.
The second quarter is brought to you by MBNA. Be good with money. Visit mbna.ca and by LASIK MD, Canada's leader in laser vision correction. Book your free consultation online at LASIKMD.com.
Well, it was a no yards call on that last punt by Tyler Krapinja, so 15-yard penalty because the ball was caught in the air. So good field position for Tristan Grenon, the Laval Rouge, the #2 ranked team in the nation behind McMaster, ranked #1. A 1st and 10 from the Laval 41. Sending out 4 receivers, but they decide to pound the ground again. Boutin, deep up the middle. Maxime Boutin so far averaging about 7 yards a carry.
A big hole there. Off tackle for the Laval Rouge. Defensive end, Ben Daguilar. He gets way upfield on this one. That's going to allow the offensive lineman to just ride him out and create a huge hole out to that left side.
Lieutenant, criminology student. Helmet to helmet there. That was Guillaume Bourassa. Heavy knock. Picked up 2.
Pretty good collision there with the heat-seeking missile around Isha.
Nicholas Shorthill also in on the tackle, so it looks like a passing down here for the Rouge. Second down, 9 yards to go. Only a pickup of 1. Adara's in motion. Stays in the block. Grenon now looks, lobs it out. And Boutin is running a first down. the football on that play right there, and a 22-yard hookup from Grinnell to Boutin.
This is a guy you've absolutely got to be aware of in space. Running back number 1, Maxime Boutin. We saw him a lot in that perimeter run game last week here. They get a little bit of a rub for him on that flat route to get some separation from the defender, Trevor Gary. It's tough to make up ground on the speedy Boutin.
Behind center this time. And Barassa plows away. Picks up about half the first down yardage. Tristan Grinnell right now, for a guy who has not been on the big stage. Only 5 of 11, but has looked very poised moving the football so far in a game that really has been a game of inches right now, and not one team really taking any momentum.
McMaster hasn't shown a lot of pressure in passing situations. We've seen a number of times where Grinnell has had time to sit back, pick out his receivers. He's going to be well coached, well prepared. Since the return early this season, a veteran offensive coordinator, Justin Etier.
Steve Ventresca getting attended to. Tristan Grinnell last year watched the great show in BC Place.
It's something that fed me all winter long during our spring camp, all our summer training, all the way through the whole season. I promised myself this year that I worked extremely hard to be in the position that I could help my team out.
Was the backup behind Bruno Prudhomme. Grinnell now will send out 6. Quick hitter. Matthew Norza. He's going to score. It's a touchdown. And the Rouge and Or strike first in the 48th Vanier Cup. That flat-out explosive speed, Usain Bolt-like from Matthew Norza.
Well, this is one of the big plays last week. Was a hitch screen to Norza that he took a long way. Keeps the defenders off balance. You don't know whether it's going deep. You got to give him the cushion. But the big block here comes from the fullback. 21 going to the left side. Félix Faubert-Lucier. He rolls 2 men out with that block and secures the lane for Norza. He gets a little bit of open space, and nobody's going to catch number 8.
6 touchdowns in the regular season. 1 a week ago in the UTEC Bowl, and 1 in the Vanier Cup so far. First points are put on the board by the Rouge et Or. Tristan Grinnell orchestrates, engineers a nice drive, and caps it off with this 28-yarder to Norza.
Well, this is great execution for Faubert-Lucier. He's going to come out. He's got to block one of those guys. He ends up taking 2 by blocking the inside man. Norza 1 step up, step back, catch the ball inside that block and to the house. This is textbook execution. There's the block, there's the cut by Norza, and away they go.
Actually slipped at the beginning, got up, and slides to the end zone. And Matthew Norza, the opening salvo here. The battle between 1 and 2. 5-play drive. Just under 11 minutes to go before halftime. We have our first score. This is a deep, deep kick. Joshua Vanderweer near the 10-yard line. You saw the difference that Boris Bedet's foot makes on those kicks. And so right now, who would have thought early in the second quarter, and these teams kind of warming up, that Kyle Quinlan would be outplayed right now by Tristan Grinnell? That has to be surprising.
Well, it certainly is. Kyle Quinlan's been off the mark a little bit. Throwing that football.
Hey, listen up. I'm going to go
Quinlan,
right,
50-year man,
green draw,
veteran. He's been to the big game before.
60 corner.
Right in the huddle with the Marauders. Max got another long field. Hold on for the draw play, and it's read to perfection. Right now, the Rouge et Or taking a bow. J.A. Bernier was in the backfield for another tackle for a loss. A 3-yard loss.
One of the unsung heroes of this defense. Number 89, Jean-Alexandre Bernier. Fourth-year defensive tackle. Just beats the block at left guard, Steven Schneider. Get into the backfield and stuff that one.
Jean-Alexandre Bernier, second, and throwing out to the crusher. Probably out of that hole, and it's a first down. At least he stepped up just after the yardstick. Let's see where the spot is. They will move it. 16-yard pickup. Kyle Quinlan quickly gets his team out of the hole.
Well, this to me is classic Quinlan. Gunslinger. He doesn't mind throwing that long shot out to the wide side of the field.
Issue for Quinlan and the Marauders. They've had such bad field position to start. Their last three starts from their 20, their 8, and their 12. There's a little pitch out. Down Brooks has another first down. And just like that, 2 quick plays, and you escape the shadows of your goalposts.
And this is something we saw again last week. It was one of the things I thought that Acadia could have done a little more of. Little play action there. You see the ball fake, pull that football. Zone read type stuff. And Laval has to become much more aware of Kyle Quinlan when he pulls the ball down. We saw the damage he did last year. We've seen the damage he's done on the scramble throughout the season.
The pitch to Davis Reynolds and the kid, Arnaud Gascon-Nadon. Terrorizing running backs and quarterbacks throughout his career in the CIS. A guy whose parents are famous actor and actress in Quebec in movies and TV commercials. And their kid can flat out fly.
He sure can.
Kyle Quinlan offers his salute. Second down after a loss, again 12. Four-man rush, far side, and again to Crochet. And what a get to be able to get number 1 back in the lineup in the postseason for the Marauders.
Yeah, the OUA's Heck Creighton finalist in 2011. Adds another veteran, adds another threat. One of the fastest players on this Marauder squad.
McMaster's done a terrific job on this drive in second down conversions. Quinlan hanging in, there's the pressure. Now he tells his guys to go. They do. And O'Connor tries to haul it in, and almost like last year, made a highlight reel catch. But again, Kyle Quinlan, the pocket collapsing, escapes. But an incomplete pass.
And he may have actually had an opportunity here. To Dolan Brooks on that play. Quinlan on the scramble. Trying to get his eyes downfield. You're watching Brooks slips in behind right on the numbers. He winds up being the open man, but Quinlan had his eyes locked on that outside receiver O'Connor.
It's a 6 receiver set. Quinlan lets it fly and into dangerous territory. He was looking for Fonchesato and lucky not to have that one taken away. So once again, 7-play drive stalls for the Marauders, who have barely been into Laval territory in this game. And right now it's a battle of field position that the Rouge et Or have been winning.
It certainly is. Nonetheless, an important drive after that booming kickoff from Bidet had Mac been deep in the own end. They just moved it out to midfield.
Took one back a year ago in BC Place. A good return again. Good field position again for the Rouge et Or. Up 7 at the Vanier.
The weather is frightening. The thunder and lightning seem to be having their way. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a lovely day.
I think the sense in our locker room is that we just have to go
prove ourselves yet again this season.
Winning last year was something great, but knowing that we could come out here and do it again gives us more motivation to show teams that it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like a one-year, deal.
You got to push. That's what you need, because the next guy could be working harder.
We can be the best. There's no reason why we should be afraid of any opponent we face.
I'd go to war any day for these guys, and I know they'd be right beside me.
Tomorrow, it's the warm-up, the biggest party of the year. TSN has a full day of programming to get you ready for the big game. TSN Top 10 Plays of the Year, Gibson's finest CFL awards, features from team practices, much more. It all gets underway during Grey Cup Saturday tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, getting ready for the 100th Grey Cup. Here's Lee Jones.
Thanks a lot, Rod, with a special guest, Michael Copeland, who's the COO of the CFL. And maybe you know the answer to this one already, but the crowd we have here, the excitement in Toronto for the Grey Cup, what's the health right now of Canadian football in your mind?
I really think that the Canadian game has never been stronger than it is right now. And look at this crowd. It's just unbelievable, and the fans are into it, and it's been a great Grey Cup weekend for us.
The partnership with the CIS and the CFL, everything from e-camps to the Scouting Bureau, how important is it to have that relationship?
It's incredibly important. We work very closely with our friends at CIS, both on football operations development, officiating development, and on the marketing side. Because the stars playing in this game are going to be the stars in our league coming up.
Thank you for this, and enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Michael. Amazing crowd here tonight. We got a sense of that last year at BC Place in Vancouver. Two teams that played from out of that region. These two teams are closer, certainly, to Toronto. As you can see, Guillaume Riot just drops that football. Right now, very difficult for either team to get any momentum, but the difference so far has been field position. Quite simply, the Rouge have had much better field position to start drives.
If the offense is struggling, a lot of times it comes down to the kickers. If the day has that powerful leg.
Renault stretches it out, almost picked off. Scott Martin. And again, another punt coming up. This time from the Rouge, second 2 and out. Forced by the Marauder defense.
And you're going to see the halfback, Scott Martin. Picks up his man, gets a good jam on him to slow him down, prevent that separation. Jam coming from the halfback over there, Alan Dix. Help over the top from Scott Martin.
Today. There's that foot again. Look at this kick. There's got to be a CFL team out there that wants him. They fake the reverse, and Van der Weer went backwards, and that was a disastrous decision. Steph Patazic is not going to like that. The longest field to go, 109 yards now for McMaster after a 64-yard kick by Boom Boom Bidet.
Well, this one, frankly, had he just let it go out of bounds, because he was already running backwards when he caught it. If he had just let it go out of bounds, they would have had 15 more yards in field position than the end result of this.
How about this one? Going forward, Max last starts the 20-yard line, the 8, the 12, and now the 1. Right now, Boris Bidet has been the difference. Quinlan has to chuck it. And there's an interference call on the far side. Ben O'Connor was mauled. Trying to come up with that one.
No Gascon Nadal. Got in a little late shot on the quarterback, Kyle Quinlan, after this ball was thrown.
Pass interference, defense, number 28, 25, it's down.
So it will be first down, but up at the 6-yard line. Still a very long field as we take another look. Quinlan in the shotgun. A much different game than it was a year ago. Oh, look out! Quinlan stays on his feet and avoids giving up 2. Kyle Quinlan under siege right now.
say they dodged a bullet, but that would have been more like a cannonball. Mac's got to have better recognition and communication on their offensive line. It was obvious on this play that Plessius was going to come on the blitz. He's tucked right up there, and he's going right through that gap. A gap, B gap right behind that guard. They've got to have that communication, make sure they get the interior gaps protected.
Where Quinlan's been good is right here on second down. Little twist at the line and goes deep. Sideline and almost caught. Good coverage again. DeCrochet was the intended target. He had to die for it. And the Marauders will now punt it away, or will they? Chance that they might give up 2 here.
They get Mike DeCrochet again out of that single side, a bit of a wheel type route against the corner, Dominic Noel, but they've got to come up with something better to set him up. I said it before, throw the hitches in front of him. He respects his feet of DeCrochet. They got to do something to try and get Noel to creep up before they try and throw the ball over his head. He's not going to give that one up that easily.
And back in the end zone, giving up 2 points, Marshall Ferguson.
.300 horsepower and confidence-inspiring super-handling all-wheel drive, MDX most certainly thrills you. Acura's designed to drive year-end event. Exceptional lease and finance rates from 0.9%, plus $1,000 limited-time holiday bonus on select 2013 Acuras.
From training camp to game day, you work hard to be the best. To win, game day performance is key. Centaur brings performance to the field with Polytan engineered artificial turf systems. Train, play, win. Centaur Products. Sport Contracting.
Remember what we did to Zeus? Let's finish this.
Rated T.
Very auspicious start for the defending champions so far.
A very un-Marauder-like a team. Unbeaten in 21 games. Certainly a balanced football team, but a team, much of their reputation revolves around their offense.
And you can see the difference so far in this game. The foot of Boris Bidet, the touchdown by Matthew Norza, but also the awesome display by the Laval Rouge front seven. Their entire defense so far. A year ago it was 23-0 now. Get up the middle. D-line here for Boutin again. Maxime Boutin steps out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 32-yard gain, not bad for a guy who really was not the feature running back for the Rouge or this season.
What you're going to see here is a little bit of motion, and this is Laval taking a page out of McMaster's book. Laval used to be a much more static team. There's the cross motion. That absolutely freezes the Sam linebacker, Nick Shorthill. He doesn't crash down on the play. His hesitation allows Boutin to get upfield and get up ahead of steam to turn that into a big gain.
And into McMaster territory. Helmet down for 8 yards. This has been Laval's strength again with Tristan Grenard. Not quite the pass-happy quarterback that Bruno Prudhomme was. This is a team that's relied on its ground game all season, showing here.
Well, it certainly has. Well, you've got that great big offensive line, and these guys aren't just big. These are the best offensive line recruits in the province year after year. The group, their most veteran guy is 3rd year, so the Quebec Conference is going to have a
down to the 20 inside the red zone. spicing up the McMaster defense on this drive.
Offensive coordinator Justin Etier, longtime offensive coordinator of this team, stepped away from the program for a couple of years, brought back early this season. He has got the McMaster Marauders off balance defensively right now.
To the red zone. Back for the football, looking for Norzil again, unable to come up with it. Laval's been very proficient in the red zone all season. They have come away with points every time they have visited the red zone. For touchdowns, they operated about 50%, but still coming away with points, the very least in the red zone, says a lot.
Yeah, that kind of consistency, give a lot of credit to kicker Boris Bidet for completing some of those drives.
Big down here for the McMaster D. Renault again. Here he is. Norzil straight on, spinning. And he will be short of the first down. Knocked down the 15-yard line. And so the Marauder defense can claim a victory here. At the very least, they will give up 3 points. Boris Bidet.
89, 91, 35.
Again, hails from France, so technically an import if he was to play in the CFL. Missed on his first attempt earlier from 39. 22-yarder is up, and it is good. You see where that ball landed? I think it's out on Yonge Street somewhere, because in warm-up, Boris Bidet, Dwayne Ford, was putting on a show.
Well, we've had fun watching this guy over the last couple of years. One of the strongest legs I've ever seen, and I'm sure fans have noticed it just watching him on kickoffs.
He hit one from 57, and there was 15 yards at least to spare. And last year, remember, hunting and warm-up at BC Place with a brand new clock? He knocked it off the clock a few times.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable leg on this kid. As you said, native of France, spent some time at Tiffin University in the States before finding his way to Laval.
McMaster now. Far side. De Crochet. Under 3 to go before halftime. Let's go to the sideline. Here's Lee.
You were talking about Boris Bidet. I actually had a chance to speak with him a couple of days ago at practice and asked him how he has such a strong leg. And he mentioned that during the offseason, he actually likes to work with a heavier ball so that he's able to improve his leg strength and then gets back to the regular ball during the regular season. And remember, guys, when he hit the scoreboard in BC Place in practice last year before Vanier Cup, the team feels he definitely helps them when it comes to special teams winning the field positions. Guys?
Well, the fact that he's a giant, too. He's 6'4". Look at the physics. Now Kyle Quinlan. Lessius had him in his sights. Quinlan gets crunched near the midfield stripe. Picked up about 5 yards. So far, the McMaster offense shut out in this ball game.
Well, they certainly have been, but and this is one of the things that McMaster is going to need to do to get back in this ball game, is get Kyle Quinlan out of the pocket. You see Plessius getting a hold of the back of Quinlan's helmet as he brought him down on that play.
Injured player on the field right now, so Quinlan gets a chance to think about this with 2.5 minutes. Remember a year ago, 23-0 Mac at the half. Laval played comeback and led, and then we went to overtime. This time it looks like McMaster is going to have to take a page out of the 2011 Laval playbook. And McMaster used to putting up a lot of points. Not so much here tonight.
Well, facing a very, very good defense, particularly that front seven. They've managed to primarily contain Kyle Quinlan.
Arnaud Gascon-Nadon was the injured member of the Rouge et Or. We'll try to get an update from the sideline. That would be a crushing blow if he's out for any extended time. Quinlan might be able to take advantage now without that rush in there. Play action. And now Babbitt's got running room. Robert Babbitt turns the corner. Sprints down inside the 40-yard line, inside the 35-yard line. And now the Marauders have some rhythm.
Well, we've seen this a couple of times from McMaster getting Robert Babbitt open. On the crossing route underneath. Any defender trying to track him through traffic is going to have a big problem staying with him. Babbitt's got a full head of steam by the time he gets out to that wide side of the field. Is able to use it to get around the corner. Get north-south.
Furthest the Marauders have advanced the football so far. Quinlan takes it himself. Kyle Quinlan now goes inside the 20-yard line and gets leveled, but gets up quickly. This is Kyle Quinlan, what we saw a year ago in BC Place, only without hurdling somebody.
This is something Laval has got to react to better. It can't be a surprise that Kyle Quinlan is taking it outside. You see the end crashing so hard on that play action to the running back, Kayshawn Davis-Reynolds. But you know that the zone read is going to be a huge part of what Kyle Quinlan and the McMaster Marauders do. He killed you on the ground last year. You shouldn't be shocked by it this time.
Red zone now. Quinlan, time, dumps it over the top. And once again, finds Babbitt, who wanted a face mask on, it looked like. It was very close to his grill. The Marauders' red zone numbers, 96% scoring this year. Very strong number to take it to the end zone.
Yeah, 76% of the time, punching in the major.
Well, there's a good chance they'll take it to the house now. Face mask on right in front of the official, and it was Mathieu Masson, number 55.
Yeah, Mathieu Masson, an all-Canadian. Left hand on the grill, right hand on the back of the lid. An easy call for the officials. Always intense, Steph Potasic on the sideline.
To the goal line they go. Took them almost a full 2 quarters to get on the board. An impressive drive. Kyle Quinlan then finishes it off with this plunge.
Kyle Quinlan gets stood up but keeps those legs churning. He is fired up, and it's that sea of maroon in the end zone.
6 plays, 75 yards. Tyler Perpignan, the point after. 12-0 lead is erased. It's now a 5-point deficit for the men in maroon.
A terrific touchdown drive there from McMaster. Big play. That underneath crossing route to Robert Babbitt. A big run from Kyle Quinlan. Back to his go-to guy, Babbitt, one more time, the 5th-year man. And finally, the plunge from the Het Creighton winner, Kyle Quinlan.
Pro Matt Crown. Marauders, again, riding a 21-game win streak, trying to make it a perfect season and a perfect finish to a glorious career for a lot of these players, including number 12, Kyle Quinlan. A lot more to happen here, though. Don't you get a feeling we've only just begun?
No question.
There's a bit of a pooch kick now. Bounces backwards. Guillaume Rioux cuts back. And another one, and Rioux's got some room. And brings it up near the 40-yard line. And a minute 31 remain before halftime. Guillaume Rioux's used to this stuff.
Well, he sure is, and this is exactly what Mac was trying to avoid when they drilled that ball along the ground. A game-changing play from Guillaume Rioux in last year's Vanier Cup game. This huge punt return, all part of that Laval second half comeback.
Crowd noise rises up again. Far side, and there's real smother for a loss.
Guillaume Rioux, one of the central figures in discussions for the McMaster coaches this week. He was out with an injury last week. Sat out that UTEC Bowl victory over Acadia. Everybody from McMaster wondering whether this game-changing player was going to be in the lineup. And word got to them that he was going to play this week. They wanted to make sure they had all their best special teamers ready to go.
Drop the football. They're saying incomplete. And McMaster is going to get the football back, and with some time to operate. There's Joey Capito on the corner, who was involved in that play. Stops the clock with 1:05 to go before halftime. Mac could actually get the lead heading into the half.
Well, we know from last year, certainly, that Kyle Quinlan knows how to run that hurry-up offense.
The day has been outstanding. Back near his 25-yard line. And we'll watch again. Look at this kick. Back at his 15-yard line. After a 55-yard punt, puts back near the 28-yard line. And so Kyle Quinlan has 53 seconds to work with. There are penalty flags that just flew after some extracurriculars as the players were heading to the sidelines.
Well, you know, there's a lot of emotion in this ball game. We've seen it right from the player introductions. Now the question is just who got caught.
Let's say roughness. Number 9 on the receiving team.
Well, just like that. Alan Dix called here. Let's take a look.
You see Dix right in the middle of that scrum with a couple of Laval Rouge players.
And it's not a good place to do that.
And it begins, as you saw, with Dix going to the aid of a teammate. Taking a shot at the Laval player.
So back to the 14-yard line. Quinlan behind center. In trouble. And buried. Not this time, Mr. Quinlan. Gascon Nadeau back in the ball game. Part of a trio that landed on top of number 12.
Well, McMaster's looking for a little misdirection here. They fake the hitch out to the left side, and then Kyle Quinlan's trying to come back wide side with it. But Laval winning the battle clearly at the line of scrimmage that time.
Glenn Constantin on the sideline. Officials said that there was a timeout defense. You could see all of the defenders looking towards that Laval bench. They look for that signal. This is an amazing program. It really, truly has been, despite McMaster's win a year ago, the dynasty of Canadian university football over the last decade.
Yeah, this program is a big part of the reason why Canadian university football from coast to coast has improved. These guys raised the bar, and everybody else is trying to keep up. It's improved the quality of play everywhere.
Campus itself in Quebec City. Really, if you're a football fan, it's one of those bucket place.
Oh, absolutely. Phenomenal atmosphere, great facilities, terrific pregame tailgating. They got it all.
Put it on your bucket list. Quinlan now going over the top. He's got a corner. Huge game here under the 50-yard line. And Kyle Quinlan with his biggest pass of the game so far. 42 yards on the hookup with Ben O'Connor. And 39 seconds to go.
Benjamin O'Connor lines up as the widest of 3 receivers to the short side of the field. You saw the feet stepped out of bounds there after the jam from the corner, Dominic Noel. Kyle Quinlan with all kinds of time waiting for that one to develop.
Found a great spot in the coverage. Ben O'Connor comes back out now. A timeout taken by McMaster. Again, 39 seconds before halftime. Ron Smith, Mike Moriali, and the coaches, Ryan Dovey and Steve Samara, will be with you at halftime. Now Quinlan, 44 rushing yards and a touchdown. Passing yards, 194. Took him a long time to get warmed up in this one, though.
Yeah, but it was always a matter with Kyle Quinlan of when, not if.
O'Connor, DeCrochet are the wideouts. 5 receivers set. Quinlan changes the play. Now he sends them out. Again, over the middle. Catch! And look out! Dallin Brooks is going to score! Touchdown! McMaster! The big play Marauders do it again. And you talk about threading the needle. Dallin Brooks able to haul that in. If he didn't, and even a couple of feet either way, he might have lost his head on that play. $59-yarder. 2 huge plays. First O'Connor, then Brooks. 3-play drive. And with 29 seconds left before halftime, the Marauders look like they're going to head into the locker room with a lead.
Oh, I'll tell you what, partner, this touchdown play doesn't happen if the McMaster Marauders don't have some big cojones. Watch their quarterback, Kyle Quinlan, stands in. He knows the hit's coming. He takes it and just shrugs it off. The receiver, Dallin Brooks, he knows he's got a chance of getting blown up on this one, but never takes his eyes off the football. Monstrous play from McMaster. A whole lot of courage there.
Did you feel the gasp? Right there. Wow. Dallin Brooks to the house. And the McMaster Marauders, all that concerned, down 12. Now lead by 2. And the jockeying and the 48th Vanier has officially begun. So many lead changes a year ago.
Again, Constantin feeling like they let him off the hook. Never want to allow that late touchdown, the momentum changer before the break.
Pena again pooches the kick. And the Rouge still have 26 seconds. Don't discount the fact that Laval can still put it in field goal range, especially with Boris Bidet.
Absolutely. You talked about what he did in the warm-up. Clearing easily from 57 yards out.
Would have to get it down near the 50-yard line at the very least to put it in his range.
Now, knowing this Laval offense, McMaster's going to be in a prevent type of situation, not let anything go over their heads. It wouldn't surprise me a bit to see the draw, knowing how this team likes its run game, knowing the speed of Maxime Boutin.
Marauders surge in front. First lead of the game. Fakes the draw. Brennan goes over the top. Now they're in field goal range. Hydera down the sidelines. Galloping. Still on his feet. Down near the 2-yard line. What a play. 75-yarder. Seydu Junior Hydera. And just like that, forget a field goal. Right now, the Rouge Or can sniff the end zone.
On a little bit of play action, holds the linebackers close to the line of scrimmage. Hydera, 4th-year man in that receiving corps. You see the strength of him fighting off would-be tacklers, but how about the Laval Rouge Or? Tristan Grenon, the 1st-year starter, 4th year in this program, standing in and delivering that strike. Huge, huge play.
We talked about the grit. These two quarterbacks right now. And already, it took them a while to get this one going. A quarter of a lot of defense. Now we've started to see some offensive fireworks. Michael Daly was the guy who prevented that ball from getting into the end zone. And now 13 seconds. Really time for 2 plays here. And the ball spotted near the 3-yard line. So it's not a given, not a gimme that the Rouge et Or are going to punch this in.
Well, you had the sense going back to last year that it was going to be a case of anything you can do, I can do better between these two teams. And Laval, after that late touchdown drive from Mac, out to prove that exact thought.
S.J. Hadara over 100 yards thanks to that 79-yard pass in one play.
And a play like that is going to help the draft stock of that fourth-year player.
Clock's ticking down here. Laval has to be careful. 1 second, they have to score. They throw it up. End zone. No! They took way too much time on that clock. And that's it. They had 13 seconds. And look at Tristan Grenon. The inexperience playing out here. Grenon's looking at the official saying, I had more time.
Well, you left your timeout sitting on the board. You never used your timeout.
The Laval Rouge et Or. Glenn Constantin coming over now. He's upset. Can you believe they let that clock expire? And that play by Hadara goes for naught. They come away with nothing. At the very least, they could have had a field goal. Oh, no. Oh, no. And Glenn Constantin in disbelief. Tristan Grenon can't believe it. And the Laval Rouge et Or blow it. An opportunity to have the lead at halftime. Let's go down to Lee.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rod. Crazy end of this first half. What started working for this offense after not being able to score to punch 2 quick touchdowns late in that first half?
I thought the offense played quite well, but they kept starting inside our 10 or 15, and they got us out of the win zone every single time, and they're killing us on special teams, and they're running the ball a little bit too much, and they played a great first half. They deserve a better outcome, but 30 minutes left.
I remember last year at this time you told me it's never over in this situation. What's the message to this team as you go into halftime?
Oh, it's the same. All it's going to take is everything we got.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, Steph, you never know. It was 30-plus minutes a year ago. We might have the same thing in store. Best game ever, part 2. 14-12, McMaster at the half at the 48th Vanier Cup.
Inside the Sports Center newsroom. Hope you're enjoying the Vanier Cup. The next edition of the show comes your way right after the football game, about 10:30 Eastern. Here's a look at what we're working on for you. Day 69 of the lockout, and with no collective bargaining agreement in sight, the league has canceled all games through December 14th, as well as the All-Star game. This brings the total number of games canceled to 423. The Argos continue their preparations for the 100th Grey Cup. They had a special visitor at practice today, Pinball Clemens, giving the players a 20-minute motivational speech. Full details coming up on Sports Center. And live right now on TSN2, Raptors, Pistons. First quarter, Andrea Bargnani feeling it early, hits the tray. The Raptors are down by 3 now in the third quarter. And at the Dubai World Championship, Roy McIlroy, Luke Donald, and Mark Warren are tied for the lead after 2 rounds. Enjoy the rest of the football game.
Laser vision correction doesn't just change your vision, it changes your life. At LASIK MD, our team of surgeons use the safest, most advanced technology to ensure the best possible results. With prices starting at just $4.90 per eye, freedom from glasses and contacts has never been more affordable. Join the millions of satisfied LASIK patients and discover why LASIK MD is the #1 choice for laser vision correction in Canada. Call or visit LASIKMD.com today for your free consultation.
So you want to go after Burger King because this sandwich is too spicy?
That's right.
Ooh.
So do we have a case against the Whiplash Whopper?
Whiplash!
Whiplash Whopper. The spicy mayo and crispy hot peppers. Don't say we didn't warn you.
From training camp to game day, you work hard to be the best. To win, game day performance is key. Centaur brings performance to the field with Polytan engineered artificial turf systems. Train, play, win. Centaur Products. Sport contracting.
Get ready for winter. And get your car ready too, with top quality Pennzoil Synthetic for extreme weather conditions. For warranty-approved service, visit your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. No appointment necessary.
You remember what we did to Zeus? Let's finish this.
Rated T.
It's probably one of the best experiences I've ever had.
And that's it. Laurier are the champions.
You played with some of those guys for 5 years, and you consider them like family. So to go into the most important game of your career at that point, and you know, facing the odds where a team like Saskatchewan was supposed to beat us, you know, by 3 touchdowns, and going in as the underdog, and winning that game, you know, last-second field goal, it was one of the most special moments of my life.
Ian Logan of the Bombers, part of the Wilfrid Laurier team, whose offensive coordinator, by the way, was Stefan Potasic. The year before, he got his first head coaching assignment with the McMaster Marauders. They were champions in 05. And right now, in, you know, this game, we didn't think for a while that it could touch what happened last year. But, oh, you just wait a few minutes, and late in that first half, what an unbelievable twist and momentum swings and everything else for both. And, of course, the biggest story of all, how that half ended. The clock mismanagement, it would seem, by the Laval Rouge. Well, back now with the coaches, Brian Dobie, Steve Samara, with Mike Morreale as well. Let's start at the end of the half. And what did you make of that? I know Laval feels the clock should have been stopped.
Yeah, I think they do. They think that he would have went out of bounds and got tackled out of bounds, Junior Adera. I don't think that's the case regardless. I think a timeout should have been called. Stop the clock. 13 seconds is plenty of time to run this play. The clock running and running. That's a sideline call right there. The players are into the play right now. Ball goes out of bounds. 0 time on the clock. That's a touch and go play there, not knowing whether the clock ran out.
Steve, I'll ask the coaches.
Yeah, I think, you know, after a big play like that, you had time to settle your team down. You got 2 chances at 2 plays with 13 seconds left. I think all you need to do is just relax your guys. You know you got a chance to put points on the board.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I'll tell you, but even before that play, you know, let's look at the play that Daly made in saving that.
Right.
You know,
that looms large now, doesn't it?
It really does. And you know, as coaches, you know, you talk all the time about finish, and that's what he did. And had he not, receivers in the end zone and we're good to go. It's a touchdown, but nope. And you know, here's the replay right here, and looking at it, and yeah, out of bounds. That's a controversial call, isn't it?
Okay, so that's the biggest story so far, but there have been some other ones too early on in this game. Kyle Quinlan. I mean, this is a tough defense for Laval. Obviously, they had done a great job until the end of the half against him.
Yeah, really, this is a guy that's rushed for 550 yards on the season. He's a running quarterback, but all day long, all they've done is contained him. This front 7 has been nothing but superior up until 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Gascon-Nadon gets injured, goes out of the game. Next thing you know, Quinlan does a short pass to Babic, gets back, uses his legs, and then now the game and the momentum changes, and that's the big shift.
And on the other side of the ball, Steve, the job that Mac's defense was doing was really not doing against Tristan Grenot and Laval. He had time to throw the football.
He had a great, I mean, I thought the offensive line for Laval for pretty much 7/8 of that quarter was incredible. They controlled the clock. They kept Quinlan off the field, and quarterback time to throw the ball, incredible amount of time.
And then there's the field position too, and Boris Bede. I mean, that was another part of this game. The field position has certainly favored Laval with the booming kits of Bede, but it's starting to look like last year, isn't it? It's a close one, and a half is still to come.
The 2012 Vanier Cup halftime show is brought to you by LASIK MD, Canada's leader in laser vision correction. Book your free consultation online at LASIKMD.com.
At LASIK MD, our team of surgeons use the safest, most advanced technology to ensure the best possible results. With prices starting at just $4.90 per eye, freedom from glasses and contacts has never been more affordable. Join the millions of satisfied LASIK patients and discover why LASIK MD is the #1 choice for laser vision correction in Canada. Call or visit LASIKMD.com today for your free consultation.
So listen up. Ford F-150 was just named Motor Trend's 2012 Truck of the Year. Know why? Well, here's your lesson of the day, pal. It's all in the name. Motor Trend. See, the Ford F-150 is the only truck out there with EcoBoost, which is a powerful motor that also delivers on the trend of excellent gas mileage. Got it? It's Truck of the Year 101, baby. Class dismissed. This is the future. This is the Ford F-150.
Wind Mobile knows that like snowflakes, every person is unique. So what do you get when you have 200 million snowflakes? Pretty big snowball. But with 200 million customers around the world, you get 200 million unique opinions, which helps us learn what matters most. Being part of a global company means we can bring Canadians awesome things, like real unlimited plans and no-term contracts. That's the power of wind.
Emotions high already.
Maybe it was the pregame speech.
This is the best football team to ever put an M on their chest. Ever!
Maybe their desire.
It's a touchdown. Strikes first in overtime.
Maybe a bit of luck.
Jump ball. It's
best game ever.
Or maybe it was the ball.
For the Vanier Cup.
The greatest game ever played was played with a Wilson.
Get ready for winter. And get your car ready too, with top quality Pennzoil synthetic for extreme weather conditions. For warranty-approved service, visit your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. No appointment necessary.
Critics and audiences everywhere agree Skyfall is the best Bond ever.
007 reporting for duty.
Skyfall. Now playing everywhere.
The 100th Grey Cup on TSN. One trophy, hoisted under the bright city lights. Cornish and the Stampeders versus Ray and the Argonauts. Johnny Reed kicks things off. Plus, the SiriusXM Grey Cup halftime show, featuring Marianas Trench, Carly Rae Jepsen, and Justin Bieber. Canada celebrates the biggest event of the year. The one.
For the second straight Vanier Cup, the McMaster Marauders have the lead at the half, but this is much different than the way it was a year ago in Vancouver. It is 14-12, and you could really say that Laval could have, should have, had the lead heading into the locker room. We'll take a look at the halftime stats now, brought to you by MBNA. Be good with money. Visit mbna.ca as we send it back up to Rod and Dwayne, guys.
All right, thank you, Rod. Yeah, the numbers increased significantly second quarter on. Again, you had a feeling it was a very cautious start. Defenses dominated early on, but that was a wild finish, particularly those last 13 seconds, the way they were navigated or misnavigated by the Laval Rouge.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a play, though, that we're going to get to take another look at the start of this second half and determine exactly where communication broke down. The receiver tackled, that knee touches down, and he's still in bounds. It appears from that angle. That's what the official is ruling. From the Laval sideline, however, to them, is there you see, there's the knee down, and he's in bounds. From the Laval sideline, I honestly think that they thought he was out of bounds and it was going to cause the clock to stop. And so they thought that the clock wasn't going to start again until the snap of the football, whereas the clock started when play was blown back in here. But I mean, there's going to be much discussion about this. But a pivotal play, huge turn of events right at the end of that half for Laval.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it plays out. But let's talk about McMaster for a second and the way they responded as well to the Norzil touchdown and the field goal subsequently after. They were down 12-0 and in a big hole.
Yeah, but again, you got to look back to past experiences between these two teams, and you go back to last year's game. Anything can happen. You're never out of the game. They're the best football teams in the country. They're not here by accident. They're not going to give up. They're not going to quit when they're down by a couple of scores. Both teams have shown a willingness to respond and fight in this ballgame.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is just the preliminary. The main event could be what happens after this. Rod?
I have a feeling you're right. Rod, Dwayne, the McMaster dressing room, they know they've got it. This isn't like last year when they were up 23-0. It is a ball game. 30 minutes to go at least.
Back and forth, they wage their battle. McMaster leads 14-12 heading to the second half at the 48th Vanier Cup. A bizarre finish to that first half. Here's Lee Jones now with Laval Rouge head coach Glenn Constantin.
Coach, first off, maybe take us through those last few plays of the first half. Did you feel his knee was out of bounds, and that's why the clock started?
We couldn't see from here, like obviously, but we thought he had went out of bounds. There was no indication from the referee, so we thought the clock would start only on the snap. And therefore, we thought we could place 2 snaps.
Maybe talk a little bit about the defense. You said you were better planned for Kyle Quinton. Great job, but able to score those 2 touchdowns late. What changed?
You know what? I think it's our second down defense has got to be a little bit tighter. He hit us on 4 verticals, and we had somewhat of a bust on the last touchdown.
Thanks for this. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
So obviously more clarity. Clearly, Laval felt that he was out of bounds, so a miscommunication there. Now, there is no video replay as well in CIS football nor at the Vanier Cup, so that couldn't have been used at that point. But still, when you see that play clock starting to tick down, I'm sure that was the worst possible feeling for Glenn Constantin looking at the clock. Why is that clock moving?
Yeah, and just at the absolute last second, realizing it. I mean, most of the Laval guys weren't even looking at the clock because they felt there was time for 2 plays. They weren't even thinking about it. Man down on the field with the injury and on the play as well.
So they would go to the behind center thinking, okay, this is 13 seconds.
Yeah.
At the snap, the play starts. right here. So 13, 12, 11, 10. They still have 8 seconds, possibly 7 to go.
And it wasn't until after that that most of the Laval bench and the guys on the field looked up at the clock, expecting to see, as you said, about 8 seconds left to run another play. They never would have called that play if they had known it was going to be their last one of the half.
Imagine if that play comes back to haunt them. We'll see. Second half underway at the Vanier. Wall built up here for Adam Thibault. He's dropped at the 21-yard line. The offense is sputtered a little bit out of the starting gate, but then they got warm, then they got hot.
Yeah, they sure did. For Tristan Grenon, not necessarily flashy numbers, but he made some big plays, stood in there, made some nice throws. Kyle Quinlan, big yardage, most of that piled up right at the end of that first half, their last 2 possessions.
Laval with the ball. Tristan Grenon. Hand it off to Maxime Boutin. He was used a lot in that first half, and Boutin comes up. Looks like he got banged up a little bit, and looks like he hurt his shoulder when he landed on the turf. Could this be a big blow? And he's down.
A team that's already digging deep into its depth in that backfield. Pascal Auchard, the all-conference performer, out of the lineup.
Landed awkwardly on that shoulder.
Just jarring as he tried to brace himself with that left forearm as he hit the turf.
Be a bit of a stinger. You can see when he talks about Movember, they got their own Mo in Laval, the Mohawk. Everyone on that team.
Yeah, big tradition. Anytime the Laval Rouge make it to the Vanier Cup, they arrive with the Mohawks.
They didn't do the tie-dye thing. I remember last year they had the gold and they've had the red before. And Gascon-Nadon doesn't like to have the...
No, he's never done the Mohawk. He's done the mullet.
Yeah,
in some years.
A few of them haven't gone full Mohawk, but it's second down now. 8 yards away. The first down. There's a quick hitter to Norzo. Spinning. Matthew Norzo. Foot race now to midfield. Big play. Matt Norzo. 27 yards on that connection.
If you don't like this guy as a player, you don't like football. Matt Norzo, the total package. Second-year wide receiver from Vanier College in Montreal. See the terrific balance here. Taking the hit and spinning off. Great feet.
Working on a great corner. Joey Capito. Capito also plays pro lacrosse in Colorado. Heavy hitter. Bourassa carries the mail now with Boutin on the sideline. That's a 6-yard pickup. Number 1 and number 2, the CIS here at the Vanier Cup. McMaster number 1 all season long, defending champions, 21-game win streak. Laval Rouge seeking redemption. There's Boutin still on the sideline. Second down and 4. This would be a Maxime Boutin situation. Grenon with Bourassa. Hands it to him. Going nowhere. Just basically over the line of scrimmage. Minimal gain, maybe a yard and a half, almost 2 yards. And they're going to be about 3 yards short of a first down.
One guy always in the middle of the action. Aram Isho in on the tackle. I'll tell you what, you see how badly these guys want this game. Big Adam Dixon in the middle of that McMaster defensive line. No lid on, but still sticking his nose in there to try and make a play.
Teams shuffle their special teams to the field. Laval out there very quickly. Boris Bidet, what a difference maker he has been in this game in field position. And he'll try to boot one to the corner here. And it's a fake. It's a fake and it works perfectly. Thibault The first bit of trickery here at the Vanier Cup is executed to perfection.
And they do a nice job setting this up. They shifted their three deep backs to the left, making it look like it was just for protection.
Defense, number 35. On that ball, at 15. First down.
Well, that and then this. Clearly out of bounds. And Boom Boom likes it. Didn't even have to boom one. Now immediately again into the red zone where the Rouge are so proficient. Chance to grab the lead here. Boutin's back in the game. Maxime Boutin follows a couple of blocks. And as much credit as we give to Boutin, Barassa, and Sebastien Levesque last year, and Pascal Auchard this year, those five guys up front form quite a wall.
Yeah, and I started to say it in the first half that this group, I mean, the most senior guy in this group is the third-year man, the All-Canadian center, Pierre Lavertu. These guys are going to be around for at least another year, some of them for a couple more years, giving the rest of that Quebec conference a real handful to deal with.
Renault will go behind center this time on second down and 2. Boutin will take it. Boutin will score. Touchdown, Laval. And the bizarre finish to end that first half is a great start on their opening drive in the second from the Laval Rouge.
Well, one of the elements that makes a championship team is how they respond to adversity. We've seen it from both these teams. We saw it from Laval in last year's game, down huge at halftime. We saw it from McMaster early in this game. We see it from Laval bouncing back from that horrible misfortune at the end of the first half. They just shake it off and put together a fantastic drive to open the third quarter.
Well, that's why last year was such a classic, and this one's shaping up to be, again, back and forth. The bounce backs continue.
So, what do you do?
Well, nice.
And Bingo was his name.
From work days to getaways, the Chevrolet Silverado. Get into one and you'll see. Chevrolet, driving our world forward.
Russian standard. Vodka as it should be.
Holding on to his knee and down.
Wait, you have something, right?
Of course.
Icy cool intensity, so you're prepared no matter.
The third quarter is brought to you by J.B. Goodhue Boot Company, bench-crafting authentic workwear for the real professional since 1893. And by Wilson. Wilson is the official football of the 2012 Vanier Cup. More win with Wilson.
Laval University Rouge or Maxime Boutin, a star last week. UTEC Bowl victory over Acadia. Already almost 100 yards. Big touchdown there. 7-play, 87-yard drive. And they've kept McMaster's offense off the field.
Well, they sure have. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to start the third quarter.
Bidet, this ball back at the 30-yard line. There was a penalty after the point after. He still launches it a long way down to the 10-yard line. And they advance it up near the 30-yard line. Josh Van der Weerd again. Maxime Boutin, Mad Max, does the job.
Well, we talked about how, from a team concept, champions respond to adversity. How about Maxime Boutin on an individual basis on the last drive? Injures his shoulder at the start of that drive, but comes back with a couple of big runs to finish things off. including that one for 6.
Kyle Quinlan's first chance now here in this second half. Down 5. Swings it out to DeCrochet. Knocked out of bounds into the cameraman on the sideline. Kyle Quinlan, first quarter wasn't too memorable. Second quarter, spectacular.
Yeah, certainly took a while to get going and may have been pressing a little bit in that first quarter. They took some strikes deep, not high percentage plays. He was off the mark on a couple of other passes as well, but settled into his groove in that second quarter.
First pass, first down. Now they come behind center and try their own bit of trickery. Robert Babbitt decides to play quarterback. As Quinlan was lined up in the shotgun. Play didn't work quite as well. It was second down, actually, in short yardage. So, and now it is a first down.
Well, the quarterback, Kyle Quinlan, starts walking around like he's audibling the play and walks out from under center. Trying to create a little diversion there for Babbitt, the slot, to come in and take the snap on sweep.
So fresh set of downs from the 40. Sean Davis Reynolds hasn't had a lot of touches in this game. 4-yard run this time.
A great pursuit back to the football. From the outstanding defensive end, Arnaud Gascon-Nadon.
Lays down Davis Reynolds. Pancakes him. 2nd and 5 for Quinlan. 5-man rush. The blitz is on. Quinlan escapes and knocked out to Lowe. He is absolutely rocked by Frederick Plessius, but as he was hit, so too a flag came flying out. And it's against McMaster. Freddie Plessius just reintroduced himself to Kyle Quinlan in a large manner.
Holding, offense, number 61. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
That one goes against the right guard. Jay Medeiros called for the hold, but watch Plessius initially dropping into zone, but as Quinlan starts to scramble, he comes flying up to lay some hat.
Virginia dancing around the 45-yard line, doing double duty is Maxime Boutin. Well, the Fighting Irish are #1 in the BCS for the first time in school's history. They look to clinch a berth in the BCS championship, a win over rival USC. Can the Fighting Irish finish with a perfect season? Find out tonight on TSN at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. That is tomorrow on TSN. Well, NCAA football down south and CIS football up north. It's that time of year, and here's what happened to Arnaud Gascon-Nadon.
Keep an eye on number 11, Ben O'Connor, left side of your screen in the backfield. He comes over, chops down Gascon-Nadon. Looked like he kind of jarred his forearm as he tried to protect himself from the cut block there.
Gascon-Nadon nicked up a couple of times in this game. This guy, though, is a gladiator. The numbers he put up this season, 5.5 sacks. Again, drafted by the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
It's been the one question mark for Gascon-Nadon throughout his career. No question his talent, his ability, but he's battled injuries throughout his time here at Laval. She sat out his 2nd year of college football after transferring from Rice University, undergoing knee surgery.
Both outstanding CFL players. And once again, it's Boutin. Maxime Boutin chopped down from behind by Shane Beaton, and Maxime Boutin is over 100 yards on the night.
Gets a nice lead block there from Félix Faubert-Lucier.
A week ago, Dwayne, 25 carries, 213 yards for Boutin. And again, hard to believe he has not been the feature back for the Rouge et Or this season. Back into McMaster territory. Handoff again, this time swallowed up by Nick Shorthill.
Well, once again, it was a combination of those two outside linebackers, Shorthill and Shane Beaton on the short side. Beaton keeps contained, which is going to slow him down. And that's going to allow Shorthill coming from the right side of your screen. There's Beaton, forces him back to cut back inside. Shorthill in pursuit. Right there as the back tries to turn it up.
So it'll be 2nd and 11 now for the Rouge et Or. Right from the midfield strike. Renaud looks, time. Here's the rush now, takes off, and hook slide. Will only get to the 50-yard line. Picks up 5 or 6 yards. And that will bring out the kick team again. It's 3rd down.
Again, you see McMaster almost content to challenge Tristan Grenon to beat them with his arm. They're giving him all sorts of time. They're not sending pressure. You see their guys rushing straight ahead, maintaining their lanes. They're not going to let him scramble, but not putting a lot of pressure on him. They're giving him time to throw the football.
Beaubidet forced to kick again. This time he does let it go. Again, great kick inside the 15-yard line. The Laval Rouge et Or lead 19-14 at the Vanier Cup.
Take on many roles to get every job done the right way. The professional workhorses. The professional earth movers. The professional power generators. So if you're the type that wants to do everything like a professional, then stop driving an amateur's truck. The GMC Sierra HD. We are professional grade.
So you want to go after Burger King because this sandwich is too spicy?
That's right.
Let's see here. Ooh, that's spicy mayo.
Yeah.
Crispy hot peppers. Well, that is flammable, combustible, inextinguishable. Tell me, what's this burger called?
The Whiplash Whopper.
Whiplash? Louis! Cancel my 3 o'clock! We got ourselves a case.
Whiplash Whopper. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Rated M for mature. Introducing Call of Duty multiplayer for PlayStation Vita. Now you can take on your friends in intense online matches that go where you do. The Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified Bundle, just $1.99.
The 2012 Vanier Cup is brought to you by GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. And by Rona, proud partner of the CFL and its 8 teams.
This is not good news right now for the Laval Rouge et Or. Arnaud Gascon-Nedon, their all-star, getting worked on the sideline. But I can tell you something. Nothing is going to keep him out of this ballgame.
He'll be back, no question. Got that brace on the shoulder now.
Recurring theme now. Long field again for McMaster. 6th time they start inside the 15-yard line and they go nowhere off the hop here. And most of that is due to the great leg of Boris Bidet and his punting abilities in this game.
Boris Bidet is the equalizer. Ridiculously powerful leg on kickoffs.
South Woodsley, Ontario's Kyle Quinlan, Heck Cretin Trophy Award winner, trying to make it back-to-back Vaniers. He's in trouble though, and he is brought down hard. And Kyle Quinlan is face down by the Laval Rouge Aor. Xavier Mathurin Pouliot. And Quinlan is up and headed to the sideline. Ripped to the turf.
Mathurin Pouliot into the game in place of the injured Arnaud Gascon-Nadon.
So again, will McMaster give up 2? Yes, they will. Make the score 21-14. 7-point game.
To get every job done the right way. The professional workhorses. The professional earth movers. The professional power generators. So if you're the type that wants to do everything like a professional, then stop driving an amateur's truck. The GMC Sierra HD. We are professional grade.
From training camp to game day, you work hard to be the best. To win, game day performance is key. Centaur brings performance to the field with Polytan engineered artificial turf systems. Train, play, win. Centaur Products. Sport contracting.
He's still coughing.
Hey, Dan, why don't you take a seat at the end of the table?
The power seat.
Perfect.
That's it.
Annoying cough? Take Halls. Halls. We'll all feel better.
Jump up, everybody jump up, put your body in the air, throw your hands everywhere.
Kyle Quinlan must feel like a crash test dummy here so far. He's been sacked 4 times in this game. He was only sacked twice the entire game a year ago.
It goes back to one of the keys for Glenn Constantin and his team coming into this ball game. Contain Kyle Quinlan. And I'm sure the part of that Glenn maybe doesn't publicize is try and beat him up a little bit. Killed them with his running. They want to make him pay a price.
Quinlan takes a breather. Midway through the 3rd quarter, it's a 7-point ball game now. And Maxime Boutin continues to slice and dice.
McMaster's got to find an answer for this run game. They don't want to allow Laval to get into a groove, chewing up all those yards on first down. That great big offensive line can start to wear any team down if they're allowed to drive. Defensive coordinator Greg Knox, the man looking for a solution.
2nd down and 4. Here's a rush now. Goes down. Pressure that time from the McMaster front.
Well, the Marauders brought a little bit of pressure from the short side of the field. Six-man rush. 2 blitzers on that short side.
2 returners back at the 30-yard line. Bidet sends it out, and it will bounce out of bounds near the 30-yard line. 41-yard kick this time from Bo Bidet. Let's go to the sideline once again and join Lee Jones.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Kyle Quinlan is heading back out there to play quarterback for McMaster. On the bench, though, he was stretching his neck out a little bit, and as soon as our cameras left, he was given an ice pack that he put directly on the top of his left hand until he left about 5 or 10 seconds ago to get back on the field. So keep an eye on that left hand of Kyle Quinlan, guys.
We'll watch Lee. Right now, Quinlan's got Arnaud Gascon-Nadon back in the ball game. To watch. Lets it go. And caught by Brooks, one of the touchdowns in that first half that brought the Marauders back from a 12-0 deficit. 5-yard pickup from Dallin Brooks. Third-year player out of Kitchener. Here's Quinlan's numbers.
Most of that again coming in that big second quarter.
6 receivers now. Quinlan, far sideline, overshoots his intended target. Was looking for Ben O'Connor, and so a very quick 2-and-out this time from the Marauders. In fact, 2 straight 2-and-outs. Kyle Quinlan again, his offense stumbling now.
But I think a little bit of fatigue setting in, perhaps. Frederick Plessius now down on the field for the Laval Rouge.
It was Plessius a year ago. Remember, Dwayne, in that game that had so many ebbs and flows. Plessius changed that game with a pick 6 last year. Interception return.
And he's been hobbling since the start of this ball game. Coming in with what appeared to be perhaps an ankle injury, but you see them massaging his calf, suggesting that it may just be a case of cramping.
There's Plessius, what he did, and that got McMaster's attention very quickly in that second half. Laval roared back, down 23 points, eventually took a 24-23 lead.
And you got to see the full package from Plessius on that play, the athleticism, speed, range. Tenth overall pick in the 2012 CFL draft, went in as a number 3 ranked prospect by the league's Canadian Scouting Bureau. Didn't go to camp with Hamilton last year, did spend some time in rookie camp with the Philadelphia Eagles. And here he is last night.
Yeah, last night, coming to the stage, Gibson's finest CFL awards, presented by the dapper Dwayne Ford.
President's Trophy, second time nominated. He wins as the top stand-up defensive player in the country.
He had his game face on last night, too, didn't he? Getting ready for tonight. The big trophy is the Vanier Cup, and that's what Laval wants. And here we go. Breaks one, and another, shakes another tackle. And eventually knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line, 48-yard return. And right now the difference, special teams, not only the kicking team for Laval, but the return team, Guillaume Rioux, does it again.
Yeah, absolutely. This was the guy that McMaster feared.
This looks like it's coming back, though.
On the return, the legal block, number 23.
All that nullified. Never mind. Look out for Guillaume Rioux, though. He is a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. There you see the block. Started off on the side, but eventually a little extra shove in the back right there.
50-year player Guillaume Rioux, also from Paris, France. That's a 60-yard difference, Dwayne Ford, from where the Rouge would have scrimmaged. They get it back to number 1, Boutin. Has the corner. It's a foot race now. Maxime Boutin down the sidelines. He cuts it back. Boutin, will he score? Yes, he will. What a run. Touchdown, Laval. 84 yards. Incredible run from Maxime Boutin.
This is a play that terrified the McMaster Marauders offensively. They didn't want to let him get outside. They had done a terrific job up to this point in the ball game, stringing out his perimeter runs, getting secondary support there, just bouncing him wide, eventually forcing him out of bounds or making the tackle. That time they let him get the corner. And when Boutin does that, as we just saw, this kid is lights out.
Norzel is down on the field. And they have to wait for him to come off the field before they can kick the point after. Norzel looks like he may have cramped up. How about Max Boutin? Again, he was the backup behind Pascal Lechard up until a week ago. And this to daylight to the end zone.
Well, part of the issue that McMaster is having, we've seen their end on the wide side of the field. Ben D'Aguilar getting a long way upfield. And what it's doing, he's getting too far upfield to be effective and contain. It's creating a gap, a run lane inside of him. Somebody else has either got to get up there in secondary support, or else Ben's got to watch how far up the field he gets on those initial steps.
Tristan Grenot celebrates. The Rouge et Or celebrate, and they're going to open up a 2-touchdown lead. That is the third longest run in Vanier Cup history. This has been a game so far of big plays, and with 4.5 to go before the fourth quarter, we may not be done yet.
Yeah, we've seen all sorts of them, at least 4 that we can remember in this ball game. I think the most impressive thing to me here in this second half has been how Laval has responded after an end to that first half that could deflate any team. But these guys have come out on fire in the third quarter.
Well, even think about the adversity faced after Guillaume Rioux takes a punt back. And 60 yards are brought back, and all of a sudden McMaster puffs its chest out feeling okay. Forget that. All of a sudden, one play, touchdown. And that has to be disheartening right now for the Marauders. They are going to have to do what Laval did to them a year ago.
Now here's something you need to bear in mind about the Laval Rouge. This is a team that has not lost 2 in a row to the same opponent in 10 years. It's 2002, and Cordia beat them twice that season, including a playoff game. But as far as the whole revenge thing, these guys are pretty good.
Not only that, as much as their offense has exploded here, Steph Patazic knows that the Rouge et Or defense has stymied the Marauders. Absolutely stuffed them. Bidet now finally with a chance for the point after. It is a 2-touchdown game. So now the Rouge et Or getting all they can and more from little number 1.
And Maxime Boutin continues to star in this ball game. We saw him get banged up earlier in this quarter, but he's come back in a big, big way. Over 100 yards for the 3rd consecutive game here in the CIS playoffs.
Last 3 games for Maxime Boutin, again filling in for Pascal Lechard, the feature back. 526 yards in 3 games. That's astounding.
And here you see him on the verge of his 2nd consecutive 200-yard game.
So the Rouge et Or doing it on the ground and in the air. And their D with some big stops. Now it's up to McMaster. Look at this kick again. Bidet is going to boot this right through the stadium, it appears sometimes. Vanderwood is jolted at his 15-yard line. Well, Kyle Quinlan, you are going to have to find an answer, and in a hurry, to this Laval Rouge et Or defense.
Well, that's right. Now we see where this McMaster team digs deep and how they're going to respond to that adversity. 2 teams that have played such tight football, particularly when you go back to that second half of their last Vanier Cup meeting. It's been neck and neck ever since.
Marauders, there's the rush again. Quinlan's in trouble again. And Kyle Quinlan is feeling some serious heat. That pocket collapsing almost every time he backpedals. And a lot of pressure put on that O-line.
Well, you're not going to see a guy like Arnaud Gascon-Medon, the 2-time Metros Trophy winner, kept off the stats sheet for long. Just keeps the hands of the right tackle off and very subtle, working against Chris Picard.
Here's where Quinlan has excelled today. Second down, but looked like a jump start. Penalty flag. Keep in mind the Marauders have been down in this game already and took the lead. They were down 12 early. 3.5 to go, third quarter.
Offside. Offense. Number 82. Second down recruited.
That was Brad Fortusato. Huge touchdown last week. He's one of those big play guys. Haven't heard much from Fortusato in this game so far. In fact, this offense in the second half has been absolutely silenced. Second and 15 from the 10. Fakes the draw play. Now Quinlan again has to roll and go. Straight arm and is knocked down about 3 yards shy, almost 4 yards shy of a first down. And once again, the Marauders are going to have to boot this ball.
And this Laval defense has picked things up in a big way since that second quarter.
It'll be third down and 4. Here comes the punt team. And the third 2 and out in a row. Initiated by that Rouge or defense. Tyler Perpignan, last year the hero in the Vanier Cup. And a chance to win it at the end of regulation. Missed and then won it in overtime. Hand over hand kick. And it's Boutin. Hauled down, but great field position for Tristan Grenal, Glenn Constantin, and his Rouge or.
As close as the games have been between these two teams, they sure haven't been close in the third quarter. 33-0. Laval has outscored McMaster in the third quarter of their 2 Vanier Cup meetings.
Matthew Norzel.
They may have to go the rest of the way without one of their best weapons.
Grenal. Twin tight ends here. Hands it off again. And once again, Maxime Boutin is putting on a show. Over 200 yards rushing now, another first down. A guy that not many people were talking about coming into this game.
Well, you've got a frightening combination here. Maxime Boutin, his speed, an absolute blazer. But he's running behind a terrific offensive line, but a huge offensive line. And when they start putting drives together, they're going to exhaust a defense. And the way Laval's dominated time of possession in the third quarter, it's a trend that's going to be very difficult for McMaster to reverse.
Again, they reverse here the ball. Adam Thibault. Power and around. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go. Tristan Grenal looking very poised here.
The only thing that's going to get this turned around for McMaster is for their offense to put together some first downs, put together some successful drives, and give their defense a break.
Second down. Grenal has time again. He looks, now goes. And will be held short of a first down. Loses his lid. It'll be third down, and the strong foot of Boris Bidet will try to extend this lead even further.
A good job by the McMaster secondary. Grenal with time, but couldn't find an open receiver. Eventually had to pull that one down.
Bidet will put his tee down at the 37.5-yard line. 1 for 2. Scored 16 unanswered points here in this third quarter. Kick is up and it will curl in, make it 19 points in the third, and they open up a 31-14 lead.
Another strike from big Boris Bidet.
Well, the Rouge or quarter and a bit away from an early Christmas gift. Speaking of which, you can amaze your kids with Magic Santa, a unique and personalized video. Visit magicsanta.ca for more details. McMaster from the 35-yard line, a minute to go in the third. Hauling it in is DeCrochet, and the ball dribbled out of bounds, but he was the last to touch it. Second down now, short yardage, about 2nd and 3.
Now this is where Kyle Quinlan has got to take over in this football game. We saw it at numerous stages of the ball game last year. We've seen it at numerous stages of his career. If there's a moment for Kyle Quinlan to demonstrate that he's the best player in the country, it's got to be now for Matt.
And a quick pitch out, it's first down. Alan Brooks. Well, he's also taking what the Rouge or are giving him, and they haven't been giving him a whole lot. Front seven that is absolutely ferocious. Puts a lot of pressure on the McMaster quarterback.
A terrific chess match here. A number of great coaches between these two teams.
Behind center, it's a hitch screen. Late to the far side. Dropped near the 52-yard line is Robert Babick.
You see McMaster now in dealing with the pressure, going to a little bit more of a quick game. Hitch screen there, quick flat on the previous play.
Barring penalty, final play, third quarter. A quarter that's seen McMaster only with 2 first downs. Here's the run. Slinging it out. First down. They hit. And once again, hanging on to the football, moving the sticks. Alan Brooks will go back to the huddle. Marauders move the football into Laval territory, but they trail big here, heading to the fourth quarter of the 48th Vanier Cup. The Laval Rouge seeking a 7th Vanier Cup title. Lead 31-14.
Nearly 3,000 certified professionals on hand to help you improve your bottom line. Bell can help you handle more calls, keep your data secure, optimize your web presence, and ensure your suppliers and clients can reach you whenever, wherever. That's why 95 of the top 100 businesses in Canada count on Bell. When you go with Bell Business Solutions, you won't just do more, you'll make more.
Laser vision correction doesn't just change your vision, it changes your life. At LASIK MD, our team of surgeons use the safest, most advanced technology to ensure the best possible results. With prices starting at just $4.90 per eye, freedom from glasses and contacts has never been more affordable. Join the millions of satisfied LASIK patients and discover why LASIK MD is the #1 choice for laser vision correction in Canada. Call or visit LASIKMD.com today for your free consultation.
I think the sense in our locker room is that we just have to go out and prove ourselves yet again this season.
Winning last year was something great, but knowing that we could come out here and do it again gives us more motivation to show teams that it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like a one-year, deal.
You gotta push. That's what you need, because the next guy could be working harder.
We can be the best. There's no reason why we should be afraid of any opponent we face.
I'd go to war any day for these guys, and I know they'd be right beside me.
Holding onto his knee, holding onto his knee and down.
Rated M for mature.
Introducing Call of Duty Multiplayer for PlayStation Vita. Now you can take on your friends in intense online matches that go where you do. The Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified Bundle, just $1.99.
19 points put up by Laval in that third quarter. They lead 31-14. Our quarter stats brought to you by J.B. Goodhue Boot Company. Passion, performance, and innovation.
The seal broke in terms of defending the run game for McMaster in that third quarter. They had done a good job on Boutin up to that point. But when he gets going and that offensive line gets going right along with him, it changes the whole game.
What a performance by the Laval Rouge. They averaged 297 yards per game during the regular season on the ground. They've done it on the ground, but keep in mind they've also done a terrific job stopping the McMaster Marauders. They're going to have to do it again as Quinlan has a deep drop. And that ball was affected as he tried to deliver it, was altered slightly. And so now Quinlan and the Marauders are once again going to have to put this up in the air. Second down.
He had an open receiver on the flat there, but as you said, the throw affected, unable to get it out there. Huge second down play here, 2nd and 10. Look for the pressure.
Here comes Quinlan, though. Delivers over the top. Was the intended target. Free safety Vincent Plante was there. Got his hands on it.
And you're going to see the blitz come from the secondary. Hit from big Samuel Hébert in the middle of that Laval defensive line. Great job protecting the middle by Vincent Plante.
Early fourth quarter here, lots of time, but it's going to get more urgent for Kyle Quinlan and company soon. Vincent Plante is down on the field. Looks like he has a cramp here. Under the big top tonight at Rogers Center. An attendance record for the Vanier Cup. Nearby McMaster University. A lot of fans from that area in Hamilton and the fans from Quebec making the trek. What a great prelude to the Grey Cup weekend here. 37,000 plus for a Vanier Cup. Previous record
1989.
Way back when Wayne Ford was just a young buck.
Yep. They all came to see me, Rod.
And you won a ring.
The Western Mustangs, Saskatchewan Huskies. First Vanier Cup game ever played in this building.
I don't think, it's emphasized enough. And, everybody talks about the Vanier Cup, and it's obviously in a unique position now, married with the Grey Cup on a weekend. But we sometimes forget, too, that, these are young football players, and some of them will go to the CFL, or some even go to the National Football League. For many, this is it. They finish playing. But the most important thing, go to school. Get your marks.
Absolutely. Football just part of the complete experience. It's not just producing great players, but producing great young men.
There is a king of motivation, Steph Batazic. He is going to have to pull out all stops right now. Vincent Plante will go to the sideline. And Mack is going to have to punt this away. They're going to have to start putting the Rouge in some kind of hole here to strike quickly. Their defense may even have to force a turnover. Down 17. Opinion will angle it. And this is a good kick. Inside the 5-yard line. Perfectly placed.
Well, one of the few times in this ball game that Mack has really won the exchange of field position in terms of the kicking game. Great punt there from Tyler Crapigna. Now it's up to the defense to maintain this edge and field position. Give their offense a short field with which to work on their next possession.
Here's one of the focal points, Ben Aguilar, Metros Trophy winner, 12.5 sacks, a CIS record. McMaster's only had 1 sack in this ballgame. This is the Rouge deepest start of the game. doubt, hand it off to Maxime Boutin. Let's go down to Lee Jones once again on the sideline.
Now, thanks a lot, guys. McMaster bench trying to do anything to spark their club. Aram Isho, when he was down here, when the offense was on the field, was telling anyone on the bench to get up, stand up, and cheer for their team. It's not over yet. As for their offensive line, they were just read the riot act by their coaching staff, basically saying our quarterback can't make plays if he's not allowed to stay on his feet. It's their choice if they're going to win or lose this game. Guys?
Well, once again, another member of the Rouge is down to the 5-yard line. That was a 7-yard run. It will be 2nd and 3 when play resumes here. Again, it looks like a lot of players cramping up here as we head to the early parts of this 4th quarter.
It gets to this stage in the year. Most of the time, these teams are still practicing outdoors. You always think about keeping your fluids up in the summer, in the early part of the season when it's hot outside. Gets a little bit later in the year, a little bit cooler out. You don't think about it as much, but then you come inside to play a game like this, and it's a huge change in terms of temperature.
So Tristan Grenot is now on sideline, trying to work some snaps behind a new center. There is Grenot, and he'll take some time now with that injury.
Vincent Levitt, the backup center, prepares to come in the game. Another product of the great Vanier Cégep program.
So we'll have an exchange for the guys who make the exchange in a moment. We'll come back to the 48th Vanier Cup in Toronto.
LASIK MD, our team of surgeons use the safest, most advanced technology to ensure the best possible results. With prices starting at just $4.90 per eye, freedom from glasses and contacts has never been more affordable. Join the millions of satisfied LASIK patients and discover why LASIK MD is the #1 choice for laser vision correction in Canada. Call or visit LASIKMD.com today for your free consultation.
With newly refined styling, the Acura TL is meant to be seen. With a premium 8-speaker sound system with iPod integration, it's meant to be heard. And with an available 305 horsepower engine mated with super handling all-wheel drive, it's most definitely meant to be driven. Acura's designed to drive year-end event. Exceptional lease and finance rates from 0.9%, plus $1,000 limited time holiday bonus on select 2013 Acuras.
You gonna just eat all that cereal? Come on, hurry up. Eat y'all food so y'all go to school. Let me ask something. That's good. Bonnie, what you doing over there?
Nothing.
Let me get that.
The 4th quarter is brought to you by T. Lidson Sports, the nation's largest football supplier and official Nike team dealer, and by Pita Pit, fresh thinking, healthy eating.
Back at Rogers Center, 31-14 Laval. Vincent Levitt is at center now for the injured Pierre Lavertu. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. One of the big plays in this game right here, right now for the McMaster defense.
Absolutely. The defense has struggled to get these 2 and outs in the second half. An opportunity to get their offense back on the field with a relatively short field.
2nd down, 3 yards to go. Tristan Grenot is using up that play clock, and he'll call timeout. So the Rouge pulling out all the stops here to eat up some valuable seconds. This is a Rouge team seeking its unprecedented 7th Vanier Cup title. And Glenn Constantin, after what happened late in that first half, is going to be very aware right now of his communication with his quarterback and with the officials.
Yeah, no doubt about that. A lesson learned.
Should Laval hang on, they would usurp the Western Mustangs, become #1 all time. Back 1-1. Looking to defend, but down large here. Here we go again. Handoff and outside again is Maxime Boutin. And right now the McMaster Marauders have no answer. No answer for Maxime Boutin. He peels off another 17 yards.
They clogged up the inside, but weren't prepared for the bounce. And that's where the speedster's most dangerous. He's going to start it off up inside. That's defended. Then takes it around the edge, and that's where his speed is most dangerous.
What an outstanding game this young man has had. Maxime Boutin, Quebec City, moving close to a Vanier Cup record. They get it right back to him. Gobbled up at the line of scrimmage this time. So it will set up a passing down now for Tristan Grenon.
Terrific performance here by Maxime Boutin. #3 on the all-time Vanier Cup list, just 29 yards behind former Calgary Dino star Tim Petros.
From the MAC defense, they have any intention. Laying claim to the ground again. Have to find a way to stop these guys, and they can't. Right now they put the stop on. Nicolas Gobet can't bring that in, and an incomplete pass, and so now the Marauders will get the football back. Aaron toss from Tristan Grenon. It's been the rushing game, though, that's been the problem for Steph Patazic and the Marauders. 2 men back for Boris Bidet. Clock ticks to 12 minutes to go, 4th quarter. This time for Babbitt. Makes a weird hop. Babbitt makes 1 miss, goes back the other way and the other way. But great coverage downfield on a 49-yard kick and a 2-yard return. Well, the Heck Crichton Trophy winner faced all kinds of pressure a year ago. Year of adversity, and he conquered it. Look at how many sacks, look how many hurries so far here. His problem this year, Rouge or defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Great coverages behind the pressure from the front.
Problem there, miscommunication. And Freddie Plessius dusts Kyle Quinlan again. 2nd sack now for Freddie Plessius.
Got to protect your inside gaps first. Plessius, you know he's coming. He's been coming all game. And that's where the running back, Kayshawn Davis Reynolds, passed him up. Got to take the inside guy first. Let the outside guy go. That's a longer path to the quarterback.
5 sacks in the game now. Penalty flying again. Another jump start. And frustration right now mounts for the McMaster Marauders.
Offside. Offense. 82. 2nd down repeated.
Defensively, Laval becoming much more active. We talked about the static style that they had typically played last year over the last several years, and that was largely what was played within their conference. Matt gave them trouble with a lot of different looks and so on both sides of the ball.
2nd and long. And again, Quinlan in trouble. They blow the whistle, though, as he was wrapped up. Kyle Quinlan scraps and throws the football away, and got a scrap. Whistles had blown once Quinlan was wrapped up. He continued to move his feet. Now he's having words with Freddie Plessius. And they go grill to grill. And in this game so far, Freddie Plessius has been dominant and has won the battle with Kyle Quinlan and the Marauders.
The whistle comes quickly on that play, but you can't fault the officials. They're just trying to protect the quarterback.
Floating kick, midfield strike. And Rio goes backwards this time. Time is running out for the McMaster Marauders. The Rouge et Or lead 31-14.
Upstart winner, the one you didn't see coming, like a bolt from the blue, 270 horsepower, 2-liter high-output turbo, 6-speed manual, the 2013 Buick Regal GS. Buick, inspire your senses.
Emotions high already.
Maybe it was the pregame speech.
This is the best football team to ever put an M on their chest. Ever!
Maybe their desire.
It's a touchdown! Strikes first in overtime.
Maybe a bit of luck.
Jump ball! It's
best game ever!
Or maybe it was the ball.
For the Vanier Cup.
The greatest game ever played was played with a Wilson.
Legendary smoothness.
Get ready for winter. And get your car ready too, with top quality Pennzoil Synthetic for extreme weather conditions. For warranty.
The 100th Grey Cup is finally here. Grey Cup weekend, and on Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. It's the Calgary Stampeders, Toronto Argonauts. Countdown to kickoff starts at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on TSN and TSN Radio, home of the 100th Grey Cup. This is the 48th Vanier Cup in the Rouge et Or. After that return, also a no yards call, they have their best field position to start a series and have a chance to really put away the Marauders here, who are looking gassed. And this time, Maxime Boutin goes backwards. And D'Aguilar is there for a loss of 4.
Right here you get a glimpse of what Ben D'Aguilar does best. Gonna fight off the blocker, get upfield, make the play with that offensive lineman draped on his back. Tremendously athletic defensive end. JP Metra's trophy winner this season.
Their offense hasn't been able to do anything in this second half. It's going to come out to McMaster's D, but look at this play. And Nicholas Gobert brings it inside the red zone. Quick slant pattern.
Once again, perfect execution here by Laval. We'll watch the two pullers come out from that offensive line and turn upfield, get on their blocks, create a perfect run lane here. Block at the line, there they go out in front. And if Gobert just goes, he might score on this play. Looked like he couldn't decide which lane he wanted to take. If he just hits that one up the field, he could be kicking an extra point right now.
3-man on the short side. They'll hand it off again. And once again, it's Maxime Boutin. You know, going into this game, Tristan Grinnell did not get a lot of talk about being a guy who could impact this game. And Brunon's poise, he has looked very cool in the pocket. He hasn't been spectacular by any means. All he has had to do is be solid. And solid could win you another Vanier Cup.
Yeah, and you have to give a lot of credit to offensive coordinator Justin Etier for putting his quarterback in a position to succeed. Doesn't ask him to do things that he can't do. He's got weapons around him.
Charge the offense.
One of the most potent of which is their run game, led by their so-called number 3 running back, Maxime Boutin.
That's a pretty good number 3, who has been number 1, inching closer to a CIS record. That was their last time out here, the Rouge et Or. They burned this one. But you go through the history of this team, the chronology of the Rouge et Or, and their quarterbacks who have led them to Vanier Cups. Mathieu Bertrand, of course, fullback in a quarterback's body in college. He became a fullback with the Edmonton Eskimos, and Benoit Groux. And then Bruno Prudhomme. And Benoit Prudhomme also was a very talented quarterback, but also last year, Bruno Prudhomme in that loss, a lot of people didn't talk about his performance. He was spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't have quite the numbers of Kyle Quinlan, but again, you're talking about teams that play different offensive systems. Laval, they tend to ask the quarterback a little more to manage the game.
Maxime Boutin on the sideline right now. Second down and 8. Bruno. Receivers in motion, goes over the top. Incomplete. Felix Faubert-Lucier could not gather that ball in off of his shoe top, and so it will be 3rd down.
Great misdirection play. Faubert-Lucier is typically blocked from that full set, lined up beside the tackle. That time, quick jab step like he was going to block the weak side linebacker, beaten, and then took off inside, losing him in coverage.
Beaubinet from the 20-yard line. Another little chip shot for this guy. 22 points in the second half for the Rouge et Or. Propels them to a 20-point lead, 3-touchdown lead in essence, over the McMaster Marauders. And I don't think after we saw what happened at halftime, maybe that confusion fueled this Laval Rouge et Or team, because normally you wouldn't see that happen. And in the second half, it has been completely colored red, white, and gold.
Yeah, and I'll go back to what we've said about this Laval program for so many years. This is a team, this is a program. They're not meant to win championships once in a while. They're meant to win championships regularly. That's the way the team is built.
8 minutes away from winning another. De Crochet, half the first down yardage. And now time management of the essence for Kyle Quinlan, who hasn't been able to get anything going in the second half.
Well, some of the big plays that we saw from McMaster last season just haven't been there today. Laval has done a terrific job defensively, taking that away, getting to Quinlan.
Second down, and they're almost in the 3rd down and go territory here now with 7.5 to go. You can't bring your kick team out now. You have to go here. And they will stay on the field. Kyle Quinlan, it's going to be 3rd down and 5. Second half numbers very pedestrian for Kyle Quinlan. And a lot of that because of the Rouge et Or suffocating front 7.
A combination of that and limited opportunities offensively as well. They haven't kept drives going, whereas Laval's kept them off the field as well.
They need the first down. Quinlan is in trouble. Will go down again. And the Rouge et Or can start to feel it. Still 7 minutes to go, but that might have been the hammer.
Competition everywhere. PokerStars.net. We are poker.
Whoa. What do you got there?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Berry pomegranate what?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Do I just squirt a little?
Or you can squirt a lot.
Really changes your water.
It changes everything.
You can say that again. Mio. Squirt some.
Get ready for winter. And get your car ready too, with top quality Pennzoil synthetic for extreme weather conditions. For warranty-approved service, visit your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. No appointment necessary.
On Blu-ray and DVD.
Kay's been involved in some sort of time travel.
What? To save his partner, he must go back in time.
Kay?
Seven minutes to go here. Our game story brought to you by Adidas. Adidas is all in. Really the story of two halves. Second half, all Laval.
Yeah, absolutely. The third quarter points and, of course, the performance of Maxime Boutin. Fantastic on the ground here for Laval throughout these playoffs. Kyle Quinlan winding down his career, over 300 yards in this ball game, nonetheless. But Mac scoreless in 3 of the 4 quarters thus far.
Not many would have predicted that. Tristan Grenard outplaying Kyle Quinlan in the second half. And Boutin right, Boutin left, Boutin up the middle. It's been Max Boutin's showcase here in the 48th Vanier. 7 minutes, now 6.5 to go, and the Rouge et Or can't engrave it yet. You never know, but they'll have their name on it, it looks like, for a 7th time. Never been done before. On its way to the field. 2nd and 11. There he goes to the max. Boutin again. And his progression should be another first down. 11 yards, and I guess the question really remains if Max Boutin will break the CIS Vanier Cup rushing record. You had a chance to hoist that baby, Dwayne Ford. That's what university football players dream about.
That's it. Every school across the country, that's why they're out there every day from August through November. That's why they're in the weight room all off season. Blood, sweat, tears, a whole lot of cold meals along the way. But believe me, well worth the sacrifice.
And it sounds cliche at times, but the brotherhood that exists, and I know you also play for Grey Cup championship teams and obviously highlights of your career, but you never forget the guys you played with. And really in any level, in any sport, if you win at the highest level, you really do walk together forever, don't you?
The sense of pride in school. You're together with a group of guys for 4 or 5 years. There's so much tradition because there's always carryover with a certain number of players from a team from year to year. Yeah, in the pro ranks, you can get traded around over the course of a career, but what you are in college, you are for life. You always take pride in that team, that group of guys.
That was truly Mac's really last gasp there defensively, 3rd and inches, and you can really start to feel it now. Glenn Constantin, even a rare smile on the sideline, and not enough is said about Constantin and what he has done. A 2-time CIS Coach of the Year. He has brought so much to that program. The envy of every university football program in Canada. He has been a constant on the sideline. What does it mean to be Laval's head coach, Glenn Constantin?
Being the head coach of Laval University gives me a platform to raise the level of the sport that I love. You know, I mean, like I think beyond the championships and the wins, I had the opportunity to positively affect my sport for all student athletes in Canada, where, you know, instead of going, you know, a different route to the U.S., maybe they can stay here and play and have a very good student athlete experience.
Well, his name, take part of that name out, constant victory.
One of the great coaches, obviously. I mean, his record speaks for itself. But you talk to the players that play for him, you watch the way his players react to him. You talk to his colleagues, whether assistant coaches, coaches of other programs. Tremendous, tremendous respect for Glenn Constantin, one of the good guys in CIS football.
Now Bidet. Exclamation point here. Still 4.5 to go. You have to be a miracle beyond miracles. If they thought last year was a storybook, the Marauders would have to pull a comeback from the ages. Obviously, this has not lived up to the classic status. Even the first half, that second quarter was spectacular football. Something happened from halftime onward to Laval and did not happen for the McMaster Marauders.
Yeah, Laval, for one thing, has been the more consistent team in this football game. In terms of executing their game plan, running the football offensively, pressuring Kyle Quinlan defensively. They've done those things throughout the game.
Did you see that exhale? That exhale, and even though Glenn Constantin hasn't talked about it, that was relief after last year. That excruciating loss. Come on! Done. Quick snap. Near the 50. Remember the heads of the Rouge et Or on the sideline, and all those tears last year was almost worse to win it, to lose it that way, the way they lost it. They came so close to making it 7. Look at the difference on the sideline now.
Yeah, so much pride in this program. But you know, from that moment, I remember watching them on that sideline, listening to their head coach, Glenn Constantin, at the end of that ball game. And it was a dedicated effort that started that day. 364 days ago, Rod Black, that has this team on the verge of becoming champions again.
He handled that loss last year with such great class, too. Never easy to lose, but a game that will go down as one of the greatest games ever played. This one, everybody thought the possibility existed for another close tussle. It looked like it for a while. But the Rouge et Or roar. And really the final chapters now in Kyle Quinlan's career. And I guess the biggest question is, can you see, will we see Kyle Quinlan in the Canadian Football League?
I say yes. I think Kyle Quinlan has absolutely earned that opportunity. It's going to be a process, like it will be for any young quarterback, but he deserves a shot. And it's not about just giving him a shot because he's Canadian or because he's been a CIS star. It's about giving him a shot because he deserves it as a very good quarterback prospect.
And there have been others, of course, through the years. Every time the inevitable Russ Jackson question comes up, you know, who's going to be the next one? Who's going to be that Canadian quarterback people can cling to? Suppose Jesse Palmer might have been, had he given the CFL a shot, went to the NFL. Brad Sinopoli, of course, was there. Michael Folds. Western had a chance. Danny Brannigan in Toronto. Quinlan hangs in here. And looks very close to a first down for Fonchisato, who's 5 yards. And this is it. This is the last game. Fifth-year players. But talked with a well-tuned scout in the Canadian Football League, and he feels that Kyle Quinlan won't be one of those token Canadian quarterbacks that might become a third-string guy. He thinks that Kyle Quinlan, to a man, could start someday in the CFL.
Yeah, he's, as I said, a legitimate quarterback prospect. I'm not saying a legitimate Canadian quarterback prospect. He's a legitimate quarterback prospect. It's irrelevant what his citizenship is.
3rd and 5. 3:21 to go before the party starts for Laval and in Quebec City through La Belle Province. Quinlan lobs it up. That's a wobbler. That's picked. That's it. 3 minutes to go, but you can start the party already. Dominic Noel with the sealer. Game, set, and match. And all of the celebration for Mac last year. Disappointment this year. They could not get it done in the second half and still have not scored a single point since the second quarter.
You see Kyle Quinlan won't go down without a fight as he saw the oncoming blocker there.
The Ole's already starting here. Pretty good idea who the MVP of this game will be.
It's just a question of whether we'll actually be able to stop him from running to hand him the trophy.
Yeah, exactly. What a performance. Truly one of the great performances in Vanier Cup history.
This is, this is just a continuation. We had the opportunity to watch him live last week in a very similar performance.
Absolutely.
I mean, this kid's playoff numbers are absolutely ridiculous. Over 200 yards in each of his last 2 games. Over 100 in relief the week before.
And in the playoffs, almost 600 yards rushing. And I think that really says everything about the Laval University program. Because if Pascal Lechard isn't there, or Sébastien Lévesque isn't there last year, they have a player underneath who can do great things. And Maxime Boutin did that to the max in the postseason for the Rouge et Or.
He takes the knee as the guys don't want to let him out of this game. He's 7 yards away from that Vanier Cup record of tying Tim Petros' Vanier Cup record, 260 rushing yards. The way he's hobbling off, I'm not sure he's going to get there.
Electrifying performance, including a touchdown that will be seen on all the highlight shows. Maxime Boutin. Every time McMaster tried to crawl back, scrape back, the Laval defense had an answer. And then Boutin was able to take it to the house. Never easy to swallow, especially when it's your last game. Mac, of course, will always have last year's Vanier Cup, so special, but that was last year. They wanted another, and they wanted it badly.
Took a lot to get to this point. Dominant season, 21 straight victories. That streak about to come to an end. Number of great fifth-year guys leaving this program.
Look out, coach. Here it comes. You know you've won when you get wet. They even have the red Gatorade. Let's go. And only appropriate that it would be Arnaud Gascon, Nedon, and Freddie Plessius. Even though Boutin's performance is all over this game. Those two guys have epitomized the Rouge et Or defense and the program.
You heard Glenn Constantin talking about giving players an opportunity to maximize the college football experience here at home without having to go down to NCAA schools.
Uh-oh, they're not done yet.
And Plessius and Gascon-Nadon, you're talking about two guys who left behind college football in Texas.
Early showers for the coaching staff.
You got it twice. You got it twice.
Looks like they got the OC, Justin Etier, that time.
Not to be lost. The performance of Tristan Grenon. Minute 15 to go. And they'll keep it on the ground. And the great career of Kyle Quinlan coming to a close. And what would Steph Patazik say to Kyle Quinlan, his special K, win or lose?
It has been a privilege to work with him, and he's going to be a wonderful coach. If he stays in the area, I want to keep him as close to home as I can. The Marauder football family is forever, and it's not goodbye. It's just a change of the relationship, and he's meant so much to this entire program and our entire campus. I suspect he won't get too far away.
Thrilling finish last year. Not so much this year. Completely shut out. That is the most stunning thing. Mac with zeros on the board in the second half.
Yeah, Laval Rouge et Or took complete charge of this game. But I'll tell you what, regardless of the outcome here today, that young man, Kyle Quinlan, will always remain one of the best I've ever seen play at this level.
Phenomenal talent. We wish all the best to all the fifth-year players on both teams. They embark on new journeys in their life. Final few seconds here. What an incredible display in the second half from the Laval Rouge et Or. The first half did not end the way they wanted. It didn't matter. Their D got an A. Here it is. Redemption could not be sweeter. The Rouge et Or, even the score. They have won an unprecedented 7th Vanier Cup.
How are you doing?
Lee Jones down there, come in. He's with the winning coach.
Thanks a lot, Rod. Yeah, Coach, I guess a couple of Gatorade showers for you today, but what are you feeling right now after what this team went through and what these veterans went through last year to come back and win the Vanier?
Well, I feel a redemption. We played a great game, came up short against a great opponent last year. It was been a long year, and we've been working on this since January. And we've been humbled, and we worked hard, and I saw the confidence growing during the week, and I just knew that something special was going to happen tonight.
What can you say about this team after going into halftime, after that mistake on the drive, and then to come back and do what you guys did in the second half?
The resiliency, character, and we said we need to deal with adversity. A big Mac crowd, and we knew there'd be moments like this is how we would do when we face adversity, and our kids showed up and responded, answered the bell.
Congratulations for helping Laval win their 7th CIS record now, Lavanier.
Thank you.
7 is heaven for the Laval Rouge et Or. Unprecedented. And 25 unanswered points in the second half. Vanier Cup champions again.
The 2012 Vanier Cup is brought to you by MRX, proud supporters of Canadian University football, by J.B. Goodhue Boot Company, bench-crafting authentic workwear for the real professional since 1893, and by Centaur, Canada's leader in sport contracting and a proud supporter of Canadian inter-university sport.
Introducing the new 13-inch MacBook Pro. With the stunning Retina display. For the pro in all of us.
At Kia Winterfest, everybody wins. Kia Winterfest is back and bigger than ever. And that means everybody wins $1,000 to $25,000. Plus, get 0% financing on select Kia models.
For a heater that provides more heat with less energy, choose the innovative Classic Portable Infrared Heater. The Classic heater provides moist, soft, therapeutic heat without reducing oxygen or humidity, and even filters the air while being up to 50% more energy efficient than conventional heaters. Get the Classic Infrared Heater. You'll warm up to it right away. Only at Home Hardware Building Center, and Home Furniture. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Laser vision correction doesn't just change your vision, it changes your life. At LASIK MD, our team of surgeons use the safest, most advanced technology to ensure the best possible results. With prices starting at just $490 per eye, freedom from glasses and contacts has never been more affordable. Join the millions of satisfied LASIK patients and discover why LASIK MD is the #1 choice for laser vision correction in Canada. Call or visit LASIKMD.com today for your free consultation.
I think the sense in our locker room is that we just have to go and prove ourselves yet again this season.
Winning last year was something great, but knowing that we could come out here and do it again gives us more motivation to show teams that it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like a one-year, deal.
You gotta push. That's what you need, because the next guy could be working harder.
We can be the best. There's no reason why we should be afraid of any opponent we face.
I'd go to war any day for these guys, and I know they'd be right beside me.
Just batteries, just batteries, just batteries. No, just batteries. Stay strong, Doug. You can do this. Just batteries.
Hi, welcome to the source. How can I help you?
Hi, I need the Nikon DSLR, a Samsung Galaxy S3, the big screen LG Smart TV, and the Acer Timeline Ultrabook. Ooh, what's this?
The Jabbo Jam Box.
Yeah, this too.
Anything?
The 2012 Vanier Cup is brought to you by Rona, proud partner of the CFL and its 8 teams.
The 48th Vanier Cup will soon be presented to the Laval Rouge, or all-time champions, 7-time champions now, and 2 of the big reasons why they are champions again are with Lee Jones.
Well, I'm surrounded now by Gascon Dom. Vessius has joined us, a 7th title for Laval.
Sir.
What does that say about this program?
It means we're the winningest program in history in the CIS. We're on top. That's what we want it to be.
You two were sitting together in the lobby last year saying, we do not like this feeling. We want to come back and we want to win this thing. What's going through your mind now, knowing that you're going up on the stadium, up on the stage to get that trophy?
Just everything we wanted to accomplish has come true, and we've put in so much efforts as leaders on the team, and just trying to come back to the Vanier Cup and win it is so huge. It's one of the biggest moments in Laval history, and I'm very proud to be here right now to be part of this.
Both you two could be going off to Hamilton, drafted by them, but what are you going to miss most about playing for this team?
Everything. Everything. Best years of my life, right? Best years. Talk to him. He's a pretty boy. No, honestly, best years of my life. And listen, we made so many good relationships here. Best time of my life. I'll miss this for sure.
All right, thanks for this, and go celebrate.
All right, thanks. Hey.
they're skipping along. The TSN Turning Point now is brought to you by Centaur, Canada's leader in sport contracting and a proud supporter of Canadian inter-university sport. The turning point actually was when the teams came out after the halftime speeches.
Yeah, and the Laval Rouge took over the game, but they were led by this guy, their running back, Maxime Boutin. A phenomenal performance from him. Over 250 yards on the ground in this ball game to get things turned around.
That's it from here. Let's send it to Rod Smith and the panel, and the Rouge are about to be crowned champions for a 7th time. Guys?
All right, Rod, the biggest contrast to a year ago. Looked like a blowout at the half last year. Turned out to be a game for the ages. This time it looked like it was going to be a great game at the half, and it turned out to be decisively for Laval. Quick thoughts on how this second half especially played out, Brian?
Oh, the line of scrimmage, special teams. Laval just took over the game. That offensive line was unbelievable, and Boutin, what can you say? He's MVP of the game, deservedly so.
Really took over on the ground in that second half,
really
and Mac didn't seem to have an answer for it.
No, and the other thing that I think should not go unnoticed is Justin Etier coming back in week 3, taking over the offense, and you know, the job he did tonight with mixing up the pass and run. Mac's defense couldn't get near the quarterback tonight.
Yeah, really, it came down to the line of scrimmage. Quite frankly, Mac couldn't stop the run and couldn't establish any sort of offensive prowess going forward, and then that really was a determining factor.
Well, we're getting set now for something that we have seen many times since Laval started its program, winning the Vanier Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic game here at Rogers Centre, from the crowd to the 2 teams participating, the top 2 ranked teams in the nation, Laval Rouge and McMaster Marauders.
Alors, félicitations aux 2 équipes finalistes qui ont vraiment disputé ce soir. Tout un match ici au centre Rogers pour la présentation du 48e match de la Coupe Vanier.
It is now time to present the individual awards, the Bruce Coulter Trophy, given to the most outstanding defensive player in today's game.
Voici maintenant le trophée Bruce Coulter, remis au joueur défensif par excellence du match de la Coupe Vanier. Et le trophée est remis à Arnaud Gascon-Nadon.
Two-time winner of the Metris Trophies, the top lineman in the CIS, and he gets the top defensive player honor as well for what he did. 4 tackles, a half sack. That defense in general, Steve, did a great job on Kyle Quinlan.
The pressure they put on Kyle tonight was incredible. I mean, we all knew going into this game that front 7 was going to be special, and I think there's your proof right there.
Well, that really became the story, especially in the second half, guys. I mean, just the job Gascon-Nadon has said it. What the rest of that defense did, that is part of the story. There's a presentation as well for the Ted Morris, as well as the player of the game in the Vanier Cup itself.
It is now time to give away the MVP trophy, given to the most outstanding offensive and defensive player. The Bruce Coulter Trophy was the Norris Trophy, the other one. Ladies and gentlemen, the MVP of today's game.
Alors, c'est le temps de présenter maintenant le trophée aux joueurs par excellence du match de la Coupe Vanier 2012. Et le trophée est remis à Maxime Boutin.
The story of the second half, Mike, Laval's ability to run the football. Once they got that lead, that was a real frustration for McMaster. They just could not stop this guy.
No, they really couldn't. He actually accounted for 45% of their total offense, and really, once he got going, he didn't seem to stop, and the O-line fed off it, and away we go.
And to think he was the backup. Pascal Lochard was injured and couldn't play. You don't see a number 2 on the depth chart do the kind of things that he did today.
Wow, and I'm not even sure that he was 2. And that's Laval's program. Look at them. Somebody said to me yesterday that they're the New York Yankees of the CIS, and I'll tell you what, they are. They've got great resources. They've got a great program. They do an unbelievable job, and they have absolutely raised the bar once again.
One of the touchdowns for Maxime Boutin, who is the player of the game. And now Laval will get ready for the big prize. They were so heartbroken in Vancouver a year ago to watch McMaster hoist it. Now, once again, it is Laval's turn.
We now ask that the captains of the Laval Rouge please make their way to the podium to accept the Vanier Cup for a CIS record 7th time in football history.
Alors on invite les capitaines du Rouge et Or à venir accepter le trophée de la Coupe Vanier. 7 titres de la Coupe Vanier, un record canadien pour le Rouge et Or de l'Université Laval.
After they started again in 03 and 04, and they just kept going every second year right up to 2012 now. Final thoughts on what we saw today. It looked like it'd be different at the half, Brian, but turned out to be all Rouge et Or after that.
Absolutely. Dominating team, dominating program, and deserved champions. Good for them. Good for the coaching staff, and watching those guys celebrate, happy for them.
Steve?
Yeah, this is, it just goes to show, you know, these guys have, they had a goal coming into this season, and boy, oh boy, did they put it with an exclamation point at the end of this one.
Yeah, it came off that crushing defeat last year, and really, I'm curious to see how both these teams look going into 2013 to see where they end up. And good show by Laval today, well deserved.
Well, the numbers are still staggering. We didn't talk about them as much at the end of the game last year because they didn't win the title, but they were so close to winning it then, and this would have been for a 3rd year in a row. 2 in 3 years, 7 overall, and this, as mentioned, is a program that didn't come into existence until 1996. They set the bar higher, and they raised it again a little bit more. Laval getting its payback, getting its revenge on Mac, and in the end, despite that first half, it didn't turn out to be the close game we thought it might be at all. National champions for a 7th time, Laval. Thanks for watching our coverage of the Vanier Cup.